It's the now and here, gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt Mclusky. What's going on, Sarge?
It was a lazy day today, man. I had a full day where I didn't have to do any errands or anything, so just a lazy day today. Got up at like 7:30, had breakfast, went back to sleep for like another hour, got up, played some video games, and playing video games all day.
I'm trying to... I forgot
My Neebs thing finally came in. Did you see it? I put it on YouTube. Did you catch it?
What's that?
I ordered this a long time ago.
I saw that.
A long time ago. It finally came. You
didn't put it on YouTube. You put it on Discord.
I'm sorry, Discord.
Yeah. What's going on, chat? Sorry, I'm trying to, because I forgot to say we're live on. I guess we don't have to because it's on Twitter. We are live on Twitter, so I guess I don't have to post that we're going live because we are live. Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories of the past week, and we rant along the way. We're live Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on 30NSG. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We just cover a few of the top stories, and we rant along the way. We talk about video games that we've been playing throughout the week, and then we talk about stories, and then by the end of the show, we get Q&A from chat. How's it going, chat? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. We just had something breaking happen, Sarge, right before the show started, is that Bungie dropped information about Marathon, that they're going to be adding PvE, so we're going to be talking about that tonight. We're going to be talking about Arc Raiders being very, very successful with 16 million copies sold. We're going to be talking about the Steam machine. Prices have starting to leak out. Different versions of it have started to leak out. So we'll talk about the Steam machine today. We're going to be talking about Xbox and Discord teaming up and doing something. We're going to be talking about Sony, their CEO talking about how it's just a plastic box with no content. And then how much money they've spent on Marathon and how much money they spent on independent games and stuff like that. And Saros is not doing very well right now. It's only been out for 2 weeks though, but it's not doing very well. It's underperforming. We're going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, lots about Grand Theft Auto 6. We're going to talk about that today as well. What else do we got on the docket here? We're going to talk about Marvel Rivals. It's got 2 new characters coming in this season for season 8. We're going to talk about potentially a new Game Pass tier happening over in China. And we're also going to be talking about Amazon Games. Amazon Games not done with Lord of the Rings. They're just not doing a MMO of Lord of the Rings, but they're going to try to do something with Lord of the Rings. All that and more on Generation X Gaming, episode 489. You can also watch the past broadcast over on Spotify as well. So what's going on, Sarge? How you been, man? How's the week?
It's doing all right. I mean, the week after Mother's Day is usually a little slower because everyone comes out for the weekend. But I found out that the 2 days that I missed were the most cluster in work at work.
Oh, at work.
Yeah. So they said that I came in on Monday and someone told me the story, like right before I was getting ready to go home. They said 11:30 in the morning.
Okay.
For Mother's Day. Now, the restaurant's dinner only, but they open up for lunch on purpose for Mother's Day, right? So at 11:30 in the morning, they opened at 11. Okay. At 11:30 in the morning, the dishwasher broke. Okay. Now, they call the emergency number. The guy comes. He's there like in an hour. So it's like 12:30 now. And he goes, I don't know if I can fix this.
You have a sink there, don't you?
Yeah, they have a sink. But
Okay.
you have to understand the flatware and what happens in this restaurant. It's not the same as a normal restaurant. So my owner, not the manager on duty, my owner washed dishes for 12 hours.
Yeah, but that's what you got to do.
Bro.
I would have done the same thing.
Bro. They did 400 covers.
You got to do what you got to do.
Bro, you need to understand the numbers.
I understand the numbers.
Bro.
You're the owner, right? I mean, come on. You're the same way as me.
No, I get it. I get it.
You got to do it. Right?
I get it. But you have to think about it. 400 covers. I'm going to say it's
right, roadkill. That's what I'm saying.
6.
Right? Hell
So
yeah, dude. He's got to do what he's got to do.
So I'm going to say, hang on a second. I'm going to do some rough math, right? Just some rough math, because a roll, just the silverware is 6 pieces times 400. So 400 times 6, 2,400. And then the flatware is usually 4 dishes per person. So that's another 1,600, right? 1,600.
You know what's going to happen here now?
Plus 1,600.
Your
4,000
your owner
pieces of flatware, bro,
is going to have the best brand new dishwasher that could wash dishes faster than any other washing machine could ever wash, because he's like, I'm never doing that again, and we're going to make sure the fucking thing works. I guarantee you get a brand new dishwasher, because he's like, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah, well,
let's not skip out on a dishwasher.
We'll see. I just think that's just insane, bro. Insane.
Krabsy says, just get a robot to clean. Yeah, well, technically, that's what
the dishwasher was.
Is.
The robot. Yeah,
it is a robot. Krabsy, you don't need to make a robot.
It's just not a dinosaur under the sink that you have to feed.
The dishwasher is the robot washing. It does exactly what it's supposed to do.
But it's a good day today. No, May's a busy month, right? Because not only is it a full month, but we got a blue moon this month.
Yep, blue moon.
Right? We got a blue moon. The Mother's Day thing happened this month. We got Memorial Day this month. Like, May is a very busy month. And today, I got a notice on my phone that the new patch and the DLC came out for Company Heroes 3. So I was playing that for most of the day.
Oh, nice.
They found an interesting way to monetize the game.
How are they monetizing it?
Well, besides the cosmetics, right?
If
besides
you lose,
the fact
you have
that
to pay?
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. I mean, in the World War II genre, right, there's a lot of vehicles, right? So, like, if you pick the American side, it's not like you're going to be able to use like every vehicle known to man on the American side, right? So what they did was they spent time dividing up the vehicles into different brackets.
Okay.
And then sold them off to the player as battle groups. Right? So, for instance, like, the Sherman is a common tank, but there's different versions of the Sherman. Right? So maybe a few of the battle groups don't have all the same Shermans as a different Sherman. Or some have the Pershing, or some have the Hellcat, like, or the Easy 8. Like, they divide it up. And what they do is they charge you for the battle group. So I want to say it's pay to win. But at the same time, Relic does a really good job. I'm not saying they're the best, but they're one of the better teams out there that balance. And then when they don't balance, the community base is pretty good with them to where they balance it pretty quickly afterwards.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a $60 game. And if you've bought in all the battle groups, you're pretty much at $150 now. If you bought them at full price.
Okay.
right? And so, but you don't notice it because they space it out, type of thing. And then the cosmetics are in there that you can purchase that make your guys look like different camos or different weather type, like desert or snow or that kind of thing, right? But they allow for the points you can get in game by doing missions. Like doing things in the game allows you to get the currency to buy those things. So you don't have to pay the money, but it's one of those things where you know that it's going to take you a little bit while to do it. So if you really wanted it, you just spend the money to do it. But I did the math. You could probably get about 2,000 a week, 2,500 a week. And like maybe like buying like a full camo thing for the entire team costs maybe like 12,000.
So you can either earn it sort of like war bonds and
sort of
credits, like
sort of,
credits.
but I say pay to win because sometimes some of the battle groups are better set up than others.
So it's like Helldivers.
I think I'll be honest with you. I think
This
it's a little
conversation
worse. I think it's a little worse than
Yeah,
Helldivers.
but this conversation for Helldivers 2 was like, is it pay to win? People are like, no, it's not pay to win because it's a PvE game, but you're paying. You can either pay for the thing, but you still have to take your time to earn the stuff, right? Or you get the super credits. So it's like, do you want to put 10 hours in to get the super credits to unlock the stuff, or do you just want to pay $10 to unlock the thing and then work?
Yeah, but Helldivers, it might be like one gun or one thing that might be inside the war bond. You're talking about an entire group of guys with abilities. So if somebody were to find out the ability synergy that's better than another team's
which
synergy,
of course
then that would turn it into pay to win. Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I understand.
Like I've been watching the guy who plays the most of it is Helping Hands. I'm not sure if you remember who Helping Hands is.
I remember him. Yep.
Yeah. Helping Hands.
I used to rate him a lot when I was on Twitch.
Yeah. Helping Hands I think he graduated and he got a scholarship, or he moved to Japan. Right. So he's been in Japan for a while now.
Okay.
So he's been playing it all day since the release. So the release came out for him first before we did.
Right? Yeah.
So he's been playing, and I caught him earlier today, like at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was still up. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it would be 2 o'clock in the morning for him. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's almost the other side of the world. So yeah, so
like 12, 13 hours.
He was going through it, and they were doing reviews. He's fighting against his friends, and the community for Company Heroes is really good. Like they hash it out right away. Like they tell you like, this is OP, that's crazy, I can't believe that even works. But Relic lets you have fun.
They know it.
Yeah, Relic lets you have. You know how this goes. Relic lets you have fun with the nonsense first, and then afterwards, after the smoke clears, they go, "Yeah, I think maybe we need to fix this because some of the stuff's a little."
Sounds exactly like Helldivers too.
Yeah. Yep.
What's it called? Last week, me and Sarge, go back to Mother's Day real fast. We went to a restaurant. I don't know if you want to name the restaurant or not, but we went to a restaurant. Okay,
we'll just call it the restaurant.
We got there for Mother's, but it was on Saturday, not Sunday.
We don't want to badmouth anybody.
Yeah, we went on Saturday, not Sunday, and we went. It was like what, 4:30, 5 o'clock, right? It was 5 o'clock. It was 5 o'clock, right? So we walk in at 5 o'clock.
No, it was before 5.
It was
almost 4. It was almost 4 o'clock. No, it was like 3:30. It was almost 4:34.
It was 4:34. We walk in, bunch of people, right? We walk in, and the restaurant's basically half empty. Like there's so many tables, and there's so many people standing at the thing, and we're like, "What's going on?" I sit down over on the side. Sarge goes up to talk to him. He comes up and goes, "Okay, here's the deal. All right." He's like, "We can either wait 5 minutes and go sit over by the bar, or we can wait 20 minutes and sit at these benches behind us." And we're like, "All right, we'll just wait the 5 minutes, right? And then we'll just go sit at the high top over there, right?" So we waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The group that was sitting in front of us or standing in front of us, they started making a stink. And then they took the table that was supposed to go to us if we waited 5 minutes. Now, the booth behind us has been empty this entire time, right? Nothing's changed, right? There's still empty tables, but I'm assuming, not enough servers, right, at the time, right? There was like a shift change happening or whatever the fuck it was, right? So we're sitting there the entire time, and then my son, who's 11, walks up and says, "Hey, can we get seated yet?" And they're like, "Oh, do you want the booth that's right there?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure." And we sit there and we're like, what happened for the time that we were sitting there? They said that these are not available, and then all of a sudden they're available. and they sit us there when we were just sitting there. It was a clusterfuck this entire time. Like the whole restaurant was in this rut, right?
Perpetual state of suck.
Yeah, it was so the food was okay. It was okay. I liked the food. My dish was pretty good. I had like a what's it called? Like a buttermilk chicken, with mashed potatoes and stuff like that. It was good. I don't think Sarge really liked his food as much. But I don't know. Sarge, did you like your food? Did you like the food that was there, or you didn't like it because you didn't like what was happening at the restaurant?
I think the event that takes place probably affects my food about maybe 10 or 15%.
Okay.
Like if I'm disgusted with what's going on in the restaurant, then my food will taste different. But it was actually very lean bison meatloaf wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
So that kind of erases a lot of the what the hell's happening over here type of thing.
It was a cluster. And it's funny because if you guys knew my whole family, right? Especially my father will bitch about a beautiful sunny day, right? He has to look for something just to be like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's fucking hot. Like it's just, what's happening with the sun? Why couldn't they put an umbrella here? Like there's just something. It's just something he always has. It's a good time. I'm not making fun of my father. It's like him doing that is the joy.
That's part of the Mother's Day experience.
Yeah, it's
I'm not sure if you guys understand this. It's like it's almost kind of like the textbook of all the things that are wrong with families is our happiness.
Yes.
Like whatever's happening in your life that's negative in your family, like you're
we like thrive.
Like your cousin is a kleptomaniac and a dog's always pissing on your leg, and whatever wrong is going on in your house, like that's our happiness in our family.
Yeah, like
it's weird.
It's funny because even my son laughs his ass off because of this, right? So my son wants us to do an escape room as a family. Like he wants grandpa.
Someone will end up dying,
right? So he wants grandpa in the escape room. He
can't put grandpa
wants
in
this to happen so bad. Yeah,
maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that for his birthday.
Oh,
maybe as the birthday present to my nephew, we'll go to an escape room with the full family and then cause a giant tear.
He would absolutely
a tear in the family.
Yeah, he would absolutely.
Yeah, it would be great. The first 5 minutes to be you and I looking over things, and our parents screaming, "What are we doing here?" Open the door!
Just open the door. I'll just open the door. I just walk outside. They can't.
It's not locked.
Yeah, it's not
locked. It's not locked. You can't lock us in.
That's exactly what he's gonna do. This is against the law. You can't keep us in this room. We paid for this. We paid to be in here.
I paid to be locked in a room.
Yeah, that would be the experience. All right, chat. Let's get to what we've been playing. All right, Sarge. I've played a couple of different games this week. One that aggravated you, and I was playing it. But go ahead. What did you?
What do you mean? What do you mean it was aggravating you?
I was playing a Blockbuster, like video, like ownership.
Oh yeah, the Blockbuster simulator.
You were being triggered by it.
Yeah, I got triggers watching you. My question on that is, how long do they keep the movie for? Do they keep it for 2 days?
No, it's just it. Well, it's just it doesn't tell you. It's just like they rent it, and then they
walk out and they come back.
They walk out, they bring it back either that later that day, or it's returned by the next day. But sometimes it's late. Sometimes there's a late fee on some of them. So then you ask, like when they come back around, it'll say like you owe a late fee, right? And then they're like, I'm
already getting triggered. I'm already getting triggered. Just don't even bother. Don't even bother.
Go ahead. What did you play?
I mean, I will say this though: every time a new game comes out in that genre, it looks better each time.
I think it's great. It's actually
that looks like the best one that I've seen so far that you've played. Like the graphics are better.
I like TCG Card. I think the best so far.
Yeah, the graphics are better than what you were playing.
Oh, graphics are better, yes. But gameplay wise, I like the other ones better.
Yeah, I got triggered. I couldn't even watch you. The beeping alone
when you're
in
checking
the
the
movie
stuff.
alone.
Yeah.
And then they go, "Do you know where this is?" I'm like, I wanted to stab someone.
Those
right
of you that
then.
don't know, Sarge used to work at a video rental store. So
I worked at Blockbuster. Yeah.
well, first Video Extra, and then
Well, Video Extra, and then Blockbuster bought him out, of course,
Yeah.
and then I worked at Blockbuster.
so he had PTSD watching me play that game.
Bro, that's the reason why I hate most people, because
Because of Blockbuster?
yeah, well, just because you understand the IQ level of the average American, because you deal with them on a daily basis, and you lose your mind. Like, I can't believe these people make it home. Like, that was the goal for most of my life. Is we would bet to see if someone would make it home. We were like, I don't think this guy's gonna make it back.
Was that worse or better than working at the Boomers at the amusement park?
Oh, Boomers is fucking great, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
Blockbuster's dealing with people at Boomers completely different, because you're dealing with somebody who's there to have a good time, and so everything revolves around making sure someone has a good time.
Sure.
Right? At Blockbuster, you have someone who does this for 45 minutes straight. Is that it? Is that it? Is it in yet? Is it in yet? Did the movie come back? Did it come back? You hear a noise. Is that the one? The one that just came in now? Can you check that one?
Yeah,
Like, over and over and over. Like, bro, give it a rest. Go home and fuck your wife. Stop asking me for the same movie for 45 minutes.
Do really people really sit there and wait for it to come back?
Yes. The guy, they would talk to somebody fake just to listen to movies coming in, and then every fucking 3 minutes go, "Is it in now? Is it in now?" And then here's the best.
You still have to check it in, though.
When one would come in, they go, "I knew it. I knew it was that one." Like, I want to stab you. I want to stab you in the neck.
But you still have to check it in. You have to go through the whole process of checking it in and stuff still.
Oh no, we made it very simple, because if one came back and it was the one that they wanted, I would just click it in and hand it right back to them and go, just get the fuck out of my face. Just get out. Just go. Just go. It's not rewound, or that's the other thing. Like, but this one's not rewound. I'm sorry. Does your fucking VCR not have a rewind button? Get the fuck out of my face.
I love it.
Get out.
That's why I put the sign up in the video game. It says "Kiss my ass." Like, it's a broad big sign that says "Kiss my ass."
So tedious about everything.
Wolverine says, I would ask what day a specific game was checked out and try to return when the 5-day pass to get before someone else did. Yeah, I think we all did that. I think that's normal. Wolverine. I think not normal is staying there for 45 minutes to an hour, asking every time a movie
dropped. Every time it dropped.
That's abnormal. Yeah. So,
like, you got nothing else to do? You got nothing else to do?
All right, since we're talking about this, I'll tell you about the game, right? It's called Retro Rewind, okay? It's a video game business simulator, okay? And as you're doing it, it's the same type of thing as take TCG cards. I mean, you start off with a very small thing. There's 20 levels that you can level up, and every level unlocks a new thing, like a new genre of a movie, a popcorn machine, your slushy machine. I just unlocked the bin where I can sell my used movies now, so I can make profit off of those to move out the inventory. They do very well, like with the covers of the boxes, like the names of the stories and stuff are funny. There's a market. There's like a guy in the back every Tuesday and Thursday. There's a creepo in the alleyway that sells like dirty movies,
the X-rated movies, yeah,
X-ray movies, and also like ripped movies, right? That you can like get. And then you can put that on your shelf as well. There's a calendar that goes through and tells you like there's a convention in town. So, Comic-Con or whatever, like sci-fi movies will sell better that week and for more money. And then you just expand. You just expand your business. And you're constantly having this inventory and stuff. Then you hire an employee. I think it's a little weird because you can hire your first employee at level 6, but you can't get your second employee until level 20. I'm like, what the hell? Like, that's a big gap between this stuff, right? In an update that's coming out, you're going to be able to get video games. Like, there's video games that you can rent in the thing. So it really is that Blockbuster experience.
Stop.
It is very, very well. It's very well done for a small team.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They get better each time. Now, even if it's not the same team that's doing all these games, they look like they're getting better each time. They're doing a good job.
It's funny because there's like little Easter eggs that happen. Like they'll have like that little Ghostbuster sticker on the thing, or like Johnny Five, the sci-fi company was in town, and Johnny Five's outside the shop. I was like, that's Johnny Five. Like then they have like Waldo walk in. You have like Willy Wonka walk in. There's like these like, characters that come in. The movies are making fun of like Rambo and Terminator and all this stuff. So it takes place
the glory years. Yeah.
It takes place in the early 90s is when it takes place, like the peak of like Blockbuster and stuff like that. So it's a fun game. You can customize it and try to run it. So if I like those business games. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've always liked to be an entrepreneur and always try to like run businesses and stuff like that. So that appeals to me.
Well, that's like that's like the beginning levels of a business. It's not like really detailed, but it's like the basics.
Yeah,
but everything in there is part of the business.
Yeah.
Like they didn't make stuff up. Like the stuff in there is you actually have to do it.
Yeah, you have to get rid of your inventory, rotate your inventory. The OCD part of me, because the covers are different, right? So there's certain covers, and I want to organize them in order of the exact thing, which I think I will do once the store expands more and more and more, as I get more like that. Something
burning.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Something's on fire. That's not good. All right, storytelling time. All right, who here in chat remembers did I tell you guys the story about when I worked at Blockbuster and the guy had a seizure? Did I tell that story? I think I told that story. Did I tell that story, chat? I'm not sure if I told that story. Did I tell the story when I worked at Blockbuster and the guy had the seizure? Did I tell you that story?
No, never heard that story.
You sure?
I've never heard that story.
It sounds like I might have said I might have told the story before.
I've never heard the story.
Yeah, see, I think I did. I think I did. Yeah. So what ends up happening is, of course, just like in any other business, they shorthand you, right? Because they think the day is going to be slow, like it's Tuesday, so it's going to be slow,
right?
So there was like 3 of us, right? And you remember how big the store was where I worked, right? It was like the size of a
standard
of a CVS. It was like the size of a CVS type of thing, right? Oh, my condom fell off. Hang on, we got to back up. Always be perfect. Always be ready, right? So what happens at Blockbuster, guys? In case you guys didn't realize, is if it rains. All of a sudden, everybody's plans go out the window. Right?
That's right. In the game, it rains all the time, and the store's packed.
And in Florida, when it rains, it might rain for like an hour and then stop, but it doesn't matter because everybody has already canceled all their plans, right?
That's right.
Because it rains.
It's like a snow day. It's a rain day.
Right. No matter how long it rains for, whatever you had planned for is now over. It's rain day. So when rain day happens, okay, we get shit slammed, right? And when you only have 3 people, it's hard to move these people around. It's hard to move the cattle because they all want the same things. There's only 3 of us. So one dude's running returns and normal stuff, and there's 2 of us that are just dedicated on the registers trying to get these people out of the store. And so the guy I'm working with is susceptible to seizures, but he doesn't like taking his pills because it's an inconvenience for him.
Right. So you would like to be an inconvenience to everybody else.
Right. So in the middle of the shift, because the pressure's building and a lot of people are squawking, when people start squawking in line because they want to argue about the $1.25 late fee from 3 months ago or 6 months ago.
That's
and now we have to have a discussion. Yep. And there's 45 people behind you and you want to talk about $1.25, right? So he starts getting upset, right? You know, he's starting to build pressure. And so he starts having a seizure, right? And I was told by him, right, just make sure I don't choke on my tongue, right? And make sure I got nothing in my hands, right?
All because he doesn't want to take a pill.
Listen, man, this is back in the day, right? So I'm on a register. Yeah. I notice him. He hits the ground. He starts flailing. And I go, excuse me for a moment, right? I go and I get the things out of his hand, right? I made sure that his tongue wasn't around his teeth so he could chew his tongue off, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then I just got back up
and
went back to the register. And then I clicked this guy out, and I walked over to his, and I clicked that guy out, and I'm back over to mine, and I clicked this guy. Meanwhile, the guy's having a full-blown seizure on the ground. Now, here's the best. Here's the best. Not one of these cocksuckers did anything different. They were like, that $1.25 cuts to come off.
Yeah,
I rewinded my tape. You got that movie back there? Is he okay? I'm not paying that $1.25. Like, it didn't matter, bro. Right? That was like the clarification of like where humanity sits when they want their little precious thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
I say the example, neighbor's house is on fire. As long as my house is not on fire, we're all good. Right? That's the way people think.
Bro. Right? He gets back up. I go.
He goes right back to work.
He went right back to work.
That's the man right there.
They took his pill, went back to work. I'm like, oh, you take this
see, now he takes the pill.
That's a good job.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like if you just took your pill ahead of time, you wouldn't have had this thing. Yeah. No. Yep. Don't make them like that anymore, huh?
Bro.
The other game I played was called Outbound, which is
is that the camper?
Yeah, you're like in a little Volkswagen bus type of camper type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a very cozy game.
So what's it about? Is it about a road trip? Did his wife die?
No,
Did his kids leave him?
No story.
Does his kids disown him?
No, there's no story.
Was he a Vietnam vet?
There's no story.
Korean vet.
You can make your own story up, Sarge. There's no story. It's just you in a camper.
Is
you're
he disabled?
exploring. You're exploring this national park or whatever it is, right? And there's like these little clues and little exploration things you have to go to. You're picking up rocks, you're picking up sticks, you're picking up stuff, fixing bridges. I don't know why you're doing all this stuff. But as you build up, you're building up and like a house starts to form on your camp. So when you park your truck and open it up, it becomes like this camper. Like things just start sprawling out and like things on top of the roof start.
So you're homeless.
Yeah, you're like a vagabond. You're like living out of your van and you're just living off of nature. And it's just kind of like it's not a great game, but it's also not a terrible game. It's just one of those.
How do we get that kind of game into the hands of the homeless? That sounds like a game that we have to give to the homeless.
Yeah. It's just a relaxing. It is. Must Rebel. It's just a relaxing game. I didn't hate it. I liked it. I thought it was good. Right. But I want to talk about something real quick because it's part of the story. Right. So one of the guys that I think this is it. Yeah. So I talked about this earlier in my stream, but we're gonna share it again. Right. So this game, you would think it doesn't have like this. Like, how do you talk bad about this game? You're just like, yeah, it's just a fun little relaxing game, right? So Outbound developer apologizes for asking a player to remove a negative review from Steam. Now, I'm going to bring up this negative review. Okay. Here is the negative review, Sarge. Are you ready for this negative review?
Okay.
Now, the negative review for Outbound is it's certainly cozy and the art style is very cute. I was quite amused by, and then doesn't want to ruin it for somebody, the reference in the lookout tower. However, the game mechanics are incredibly shallow with very little variety, and even exploring the world felt meh. Definitely not worth the asking price, which is $20, I believe. Not even with the 10% off with the launch discount. Now,
that's it.
That's it. That's not a bad review. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Just by the time it was posted.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, he has almost 1 hour.
Right.
Yeah.
So just by the time that it was posted, this is a Generation X guy who doesn't like his marriage or girlfriend and just has got too much time on his hands. That's why it doesn't work for him.
I don't know. I think
I'm telling nobody's up. First of all, no one's up that early to write a bad review about anything.
Well, it really is just, you can figure this out. Like it is kind of a shallow game. There's not really much to do it. Now, I don't think that's something bad to say, right? You're just giving your review and you're saying it's a bit shallow. Now, again, this is just for him, right? It's a bit shallow for him, not worth the full price, right?
But the full price is $20.
Yeah. Okay. So now we get to the company.
You spend more at McDonald's. You spend more at McDonald's.
Just about an hour. About an hour after he posted his, the company said, "Sorry to hear that it's not your cup of tea." But this, of course, is totally understandable. No hard feelings. Now that's where they should have ended it there, right? But they continue, And they said, feel free to send us a support request to Steam support to get a full refund of the purchase. They could have stopped there, right? They could have stopped there because he could get the full repurchase anyway because it's less than 2 hours. But then they continue and they say, if you do so, we would appreciate if you would update or remove your negative review. Thanks a lot. Right? And I'm like, uh-oh.
Now we've crossed the line.
Yeah, now you were okay up until the point of full refund of your purchase. But then they went a little too far by saying, but can you take your bad review down? How does it change the fact that because you gave him a refund, that your game is incredibly shallow and very little variety? It doesn't. It doesn't change the fact that he still feels that way, even with his money back, right?
Yeah, but that's why. But that's why he got his money back.
But he doesn't even want his money back.
And he did
ask for money back.
But he was also under the hour, right?
Correct, under 2
Right.
hours. So he
Right.
didn't even need that. He didn't even need them to give him his money back.
That's correct.
He could already get his money back. But even if he got his money back, why would that change his review? Why would you go back and say, hey, can you take your review down now that you got your money back? He still played your game.
Because this is the competitiveness that we're living in. Every sale counts. And if a certain number of negative reviews are on an account, the game doesn't sell. Right? They do all the numbers. They know if there's a 15% negative review rate that they'll sell 25,000 copies less. They have guys that do all these numbers.
Sure, but you can't make everyone happy.
I understand that, but in the competitive market that we're in, everything counts. And number two, they don't control the narrative anymore. That is the main issue.
Because they did what they did. Now more people saw it and said, "Oh no."
Here we go.
So they did the Streisand effect, and now more people are leaving bad reviews, even if they didn't like it or not. They're just leaving bad reviews to teach the company a lesson of, what are you doing, bro? You don't tell us that to take down stuff. So now they're coming back and saying, we apologize. They apologized. Okay. It says the studio said it understood the game wasn't to players likely and offered no hard feelings, but added, feel free to send us a support ticket request, right? So it says this has now gone down well with some players, or hasn't gone down well with some players who have suggested the developers shouldn't be trying to give their game a higher percentage of positive reviews by asking players to change or remove negative ones. Now, I wonder if they'll just go make up fake reviews now to positive to fight the negative type of stuff. And then if they're caught doing this, it's going to even make it worse, right? So it says it's also seamlessly said that the Streisand effect, in some extent, while the game's Steam reviews are still remarked mostly positive, the number of recently negative reviews have made references to indecent, suggesting that at least partly responsible for its own rating, right? So now they've made it worse, where all they could have said is, I'm sorry you didn't like the game. Right.
All you could say is nothing.
Yeah. But even if they did say something like, hey, I'm sorry we take your feedback. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? That's all they had to do.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a difference between a video game and a book?
No, you should go read some book reviews.
That's my point, right?
Yeah.
Right. A book comes out, the publisher publishes it, they paid the guy who made it. Now the publisher has to wait to get their money back, right? The book is good, the book is bad, but lo and behold, the book gets reviewed many, many times.
Right.
Right? Do you see a bunch of publishers coming out in the book world telling people not to leave? Do you understand what we're talking about? This is the entitlement level of the gaming industry because they lost the narrative. They had their oasis, bro. They had an oasis away from everybody. They had a lockdown on all the magazines, PC Gamer, Game Pro. Every media outlet was theirs. So if a game came out, you knew exactly when you were going to buy that game. And if you were buying it way before it came out, just from the magazines. Just from the magazines. Now more people are on the internet. We all talk to each other. We all get it early. We got early access codes or whatever else. And we're going to start talking to our friends about it. And now they don't have the same control. And This is what you end up with. This is what you end up with.
Iron Fist says, someone asked the negative review to be removed. Cracks knuckles. They're like, yep. They're like, hold on a second. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Absolutely.
That's exactly. And look, I don't think it's unjustified, because I do think that the gentleman didn't even leave a bad review. He literally just said two words. incredibly
just gave his
shallow
opinion.
and very little
He just gave his opinion.
Right?
That's it.
That's it.
He didn't say your game sucks.
We're going to give you your money back, but can you take down the bad review? It's like that's not a bad review. It's just his opinion on the thing, right? I don't know.
But you're not allowed to go against the message. You
Yeah.
can't.
Well, it's funny because there's nothing in the game that
it's a cozy game.
Yeah, it's just a cozy, relaxing game, right? And I'm assuming that because he liked this game because he bought it, right? He probably liked games like it, so he's just like, now I will put it to this, right? I played it for 4 hours, okay, and I play a lot of these types of games, right? Cozy survival type of games. I like the difference of like you're in a car and you're building the car up instead of building a house in one location that keep running back to that house. Like your house travels with you, like your base travels with you. I like that. I thought that was good, right? So on a game like this, the bar is kind of raised because your house gets to move with you instead of rebuilding your house every single time. But a lot of the stuff that they did in the game wasn't up to par, and I would give it like the inventory management's a little wonky. The backpack space, I know you can make more backpack space, but like there's just a couple things. Like I could build an axe, right? But I can't use the axe to chop down a tree. I can only chop down the already fallen over trees that are on the ground. It's like, but then why did I build an axe if I could just you know what I mean? That's like little things here and there.
The issue is still very simple. The issue is you have too many people in the gaming space who are too much into their feels. If you are trying to sell a product to the mass market is going to say a bunch of things about your product. If you can't handle criticism, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, then you don't belong in this sphere. That's it. If you want to get rich from the public and you want to make money from the public, then you are susceptible to the public's verbal influences.
Right.
That's it. That's it. I'm sorry your feels got hurt.
So they said this. They said, we also want to be clear. We will no longer be asking anyone to change their negative reviews. We have also deleted our previous comments. We respect your honesty, appreciate your feedback, and even when it's tough to hear, it helps us make a better game. Now,
yeah. You know what that statement means? You know what that statement translates to?
Yeah.
That statement translates to kneel before Zod. That's what that statement translates to, because you are trying to circumvent the people that are paying you. That's the difference.
Right. I feel like these people, and I said this in my morning stream, I don't know if this is about that. I would love to be wrong about this. I think the people maybe are very young, either young or they've never made a game before. And I don't know either of these things. I haven't done my research on it. I'm being upfront about that. But just off of that statement that they're saying, to me, it sounds like they've never been told no, or anything they've ever done is bad. It sounds like they've never had any criticism in their entire life that they said this, and now they're like, we're not going to say anything. We're sorry we said something. It sounds like they've always just gotten what they've wanted in life up until this point.
Do you know how many times I felt like shit trying to do something good for somebody else? Do you know how many times I got made fun of, put down, insulted anytime I tried to do something good for somebody else? So over time, sometimes you don't want to try at all because you feel like you're being picked on the entire time, because even though you're trying to do well, somebody's still trying. Because remember, if you're in a competitive, I'll say it this way, just in society in general, any little job you're in.
Welcome to YouTube.
Right. Any little job you're into, right? You're even what you would call a stupid job today, back then was serious for you.
Yeah.
Right. So they're all competitive. I'm trying to get the manager position. I'm trying to get the shift leader position. I'm trying to get more money than you. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make you look bad and make me look good. That's the game, right? That's the game just in a normal workplace, right? When you're young, you don't know that. All you know is you were told to do a good job. And while you're doing the good job, someone is trying to shit on you the entire time. Does that affect you? Yes. It affects you.
Slowly chips
right?
you away. Yeah.
Some people crack and never go back to the job. They end up crying. They end up depressed. There's a whole bunch of things that happen. Other people fight back verbally, fight back physically. They push back against what's hurting you. That's the world.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we have this entire demographic of people that can't be told anything but they're the best.
Right.
Do you understand why there's too many people in this sphere? There are
Yeah.
too many games being made. Do you understand that the natural selection of products happens for a reason? Why certain products keep going and why other ones don't? There's a whole bunch of reasons. Is the product good? Is the team good? Is it valuable? All kinds of things. And yet somehow everyone thinks that all 31 million developers are going to sell their game and everyone's going to live happily ever after. That's not how this works, guys.
Right.
It's not how it works. I'm sorry to be the negative Nancy in the room, but the cream rises to the top. The best games get bought. Those studios get to make another game. The rest of the people either have to downsize, make a single player game, or just scale down, do something else, or get a different job.
Yeah, we'll learn a lesson.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Right, and make your game better. Like, just take the feedback. We watched last week. We watched a video of the guy that made War Dogs. Right, I brought this up earlier in my morning stream. The guy that made War Dogs had that interview that he did with the podcast with Big Fry TV, and he said that in that one moment, he's like, it's the developer's job to read through the feedback and take out what they need to do for their game, right? Like, you filter out the curse words and the bad stuff and just go, oh, what they're trying to tell us is it's boring.
You didn't like the UI.
Right. It's
this
boring.
giant rant about how my mother's a whore. Let's leave that to the side and just look at the part where he says the UI is bad.
Right. And they take that and go, okay, this is one person that thinks the UI is bad. Here's 20 other people that also think the UI is bad. Maybe we should do something about the UI, right? Like, that's what you have to do, right? And I thought that was brilliant that he said that, because it's nice to hear that a developer's like, yeah, it should be our job, if we're going to make a game, that we should listen to the actual people that want to play the game and get the feedback, that we're listening, right? Like, that's what it is. So hopefully,
but you do know we've crossed a threshold, right? Beforehand, there wasn't a lot of guys making games, bro.
Well, that you couldn't talk to them with Twitter and the internet.
Yeah,
now,
but
you have
even
direct access to the actual.
No, 100%. But I'm talking about the sheer number. Like, you might have only had like 30 or 50 studios making games.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If you made a game and it was halfway decent, you sold a bunch of games. You have thousands of developers making games, and you're all trying to get a piece of the pie. The pie ain't that big. The pie is not that big.
Right.
Especially with the competition now. Especially when you see smaller teams doing better. Knowing their craft, zeroing in, making a game they know will be fun, and trying to sell it to the market that they want to sell it to. That's what it is. The competition is fierce.
I think the internet is fantastic because the people get feedback instantaneously. If they want it or not, they get it, right? We're back in the day. If we bought a game on Nintendo or Sega Genesis and we didn't like something,
nobody's writing letters.
You had to write a letter.
Nobody's writing letters to Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had to write a letter. No, people would write letters and they would get like stickers and stuff back, right? Like, thanks for your letter. We appreciate it. But you literally had to write a letter and then mail it, and then it had to go all the way over there, okay? And then maybe months later you would hear something about it.
No shot are trolls writing a letter.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
to
trolls.
send it to a company.
But that's
right.
That's what
you
I'm saying.
sent a letter.
If
you wrote a letter to Nintendo back in the day, you were in love with Nintendo.
But that's what I'm saying. If you had a problem, you could.
My dearest Mario,
you have
my heart
access.
weeps for the absence of your new product, and I cannot wait until Yoshi comes back to me. Like, they don't have that shit now, bro.
Right
now you have just trolls every day.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That's
just typing away angry.
But that's it, though. But they have feedback now, right? The feedback that they used to get would be for their next game. They're like, okay, we'll take that,
yes,
and we'll make it better the next game. This is like, here it is, right? Here it is, and then they go, oh, well, think about it. That guy left a message at 9:49, and they replied back by 11 a.m.
Who's up that early? Typing shit.
A lot of people. All right, we're gonna move on. I'm not even gonna do the top story news stuff where we've gone on from gaming to that to we're just moving on, right? Destiny, right? Destiny 2 and Marathon. Forbes or Paul Tassi writes an article Talk about how Marathon cannot properly coexist with Bungie, right? Marathon and Destiny 2 cannot coexist. They're having problems right now trying to do stuff, right? I'm not going to go through the whole article. We're just bringing this up to set up, right, what Marathon's doing, right? Marathon is struggling number-wise. Okay, let's refresh this. So we have a, right, so they're at 11,000. They're almost at the 24-hour peak, right? They've been going down the last month. They've slowly have just been, getting worse and worse. Marathon Season 2 is right around the corner, Sarge. Now, it arrives June 2nd as the seasonal reset sets up the biggest test yet for Bungie's extraction shooter. Now, obviously, this article, I'm going to read a little bit, but then we have a new update because it just came out right before the stream started. So when Marathon launched back in March, after the launch of Cryo Archive, outside the dwelling player numbers, the dark cloud hanging over the game has been questioned at how many players will deal with Bungie's promise of seasonal reset. Now, of course, we don't know how this will go until it happens, but I also know that when it happens, as Bungie reveals Season 2 Nightfall will start on June 2nd and make some significant changes for the remainder of Season 1. Okay? Being with this change to the Season 1, arguably the biggest changes is the Cryo Archive will now be available every day for the remainder of Season 1, starting on May 21st. We also have a free Cryo Archive sponsored kit every day, yada, yada, okay? Other major, more immediate changes are the fact that the troops are also going to be getting even more plentiful and aggressive as Bungie adds more Warden encounters and premium Dire Marsh and also at outposts. And even the teases that the new treat will be deployed as the Dire Marsh and the perimeter, okay? On the flip side, though, the Wardens are guaranteed to drop keys to lock rooms in the maps and events and lock down. Okay, so they're doing all these changes at the end of the season, and everyone gets wiped. Everybody gets wiped. Now, I can't imagine going back to this number now, okay, that the people that were 88,000 that started at the very beginning, okay, all of a sudden, I don't think these numbers are going to go shoot way back up to 88,000 concurrent players because of the reset. I think what's going to happen more now is the people that are like, I really like the game. Oh, cool. I got some cool stuff. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm a diehard guy. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, you lose everything. They're like, I'm sorry, what? I lose everything? So all the hours I put in for the last 3 months is for naught, and I have to start over again. And this number right here is going to drop dramatically. Right?
I think it's a timing thing. I'm gonna go against you on this one. I think that the guys who already bought it, who are Destiny fans, who helped to support them and bought the Marathon game, are going to wait until after the reset and then jump back in, because then they'll have something to play for because of the PvE stuff. That's why. I think I think your number jumps up to about maybe about 20,000.
That's not very good.
Initially.
Okay.
Initially.
Well, I think the only way that happens is because
it's not new games, though. It's the same people.
Is because of this right here, which just happened before we went live. Okay. So a PvP only or PvE only mode is coming to Marathon as Bungie lays out plans for season 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now I called this way back over a year ago, and I said they will have a PvE mode, and everyone's like, no, they're not doing that. It's going to be hardcore. I said it'll be hardcore until they don't have the players, and then it'll make it a PvE because that's where most people want to play, because they want to respect their time. It's just what it is, right? So Marathon director Joe Ziegler has laid out the Bungie's vision for the next few seasons. Now, if I'm correct, they will last till the end of the year and have those seasons, right? If I'm wrong, you're right, and that means they're going to get fired. I think that's going to happen regardless. I think they're going to lose staff, and a lot of stuff is going to happen, right? If you're looking for a statement that confronts all of the dormerism around the extraction shooter, or doomerism around the extraction shooter, Steam numbers are followed up by Sony's write-down of the studio's value. You won't find Ziegler's latest comments. What you will find is a recap of how things are going in the game itself. Now, obviously, last week after our stream, Sarge, the Sony financials came out, and Bungie has lost $768 million in value for Bungie overall. It says the studio is now working on a new map that leans into the alien elements and find wrapping debuffs for the instance, but it also will stay way off. The next runner shell is a defensive kit named Sentinel. But most of the interesting reveals of undoubtedly the 2 plain PvE focus modes coming next season. Now, we want to evolve Marathon as a whole to be an experience where you can find more novel ways to play when you're stressed out from a nail-biting run or just need to cool off and have some fun without the stress of options where you can go full sweat or lean back and chill, Ziegler wrote. Okay. He also says in season 2, we'll be experimenting with 2 modes. One at the beginning of the season and one towards the middle/later half of the season. The experimental mode at the beginning of the season will focus more on PvE, but with a light touch of PvP. And the second experiment mode will be PvE only mode and focus on crews being tasked with completing objectives together and making some progress across the matches. He says, I know Destiny diehards who will be excited to hear that, especially for purely PvE mode. Marathon doesn't really only have one metal mode. Stress the heck out. So it's potential that the PvE option that'll let rival squads lay down their swords. But before you can erupt the Bungie's waving and white flag and just making Destiny again, well, PvP is a big strength of Marathon, and Bungie wants to try new stuff in the area as well. Now, obviously, they're going to split it, and it's experimental. When you say this number, I'm going to go back to this number real fast, right? When you say this number is going to go back up, if that PvE mode is fun and respects players' time, this number might get back up to the 88,000. I'll be honest with you, okay? Or close to it. I'll say like 50 to 60,000, because I think a lot of people that bought Marathon want a PvE mode. They bought a game that didn't have the thing they wanted in it, but they wanted to support Bungie and were like, right? But now they're actually going to have a PvE mode that's experimental, and I think it will kick back up. Now, getting back to 88,000, let's just say they did it, doesn't mean Marathon saved by any means, because this number is not going to go past this number, meaning they're not selling more copies and more people are playing concurrently as they play. They might sell more copies and be like, oh, it's finally got a PvE mode. I'm interested in it. I don't think the concurrent number will ever be this 88,000, but I do think there'll be an upswing, right? So here's the max of it. Now, we're down to 11,975, right, for peak. I think if the PvE kicks back in and it's actually good, we might sit around 36, 46,000 concurrent, okay? And it'll go back up, and then this bar will be a little higher as it is. But I'll be honest, if the PvE just kind of sucks and it's not really what people want, and there's like, they're kind of just throwing the white flag in to try to get people to come back.
Well, this is
minimal
all
viable product.
Well, this is all desperation moves now.
Oh, 100%.
They're just trying to get people in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't forget, my timetable's around the corner.
Sure.
My clock is ticking. It's right around the corner.
It's pulling right up to the dock right now for you. Right.
Right around when the rest of the buyout for the stock happens and the second quarter numbers come in, that's when the rubber is going to meet the road. We're going to see what happens for sure, because of the article. See, that's the part that puts a kink in my plan, is that because of the way the article speaks about having seasons 3, 4, and 5, right? Meaning that they already have it in their heads that they're going the rest of the year. They already have it in their heads.
I said this from over a year ago. I said it last year.
Okay, but that
because of the money they've invested.
Right, but that means to me that they have it in their head to go the year, but I can guarantee you there are thresholds involved
100%.
that if they don't make it a certain number by a certain time, that they don't get to finish that 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Season 2, if the numbers don't go up dramatically because of the PvE stuff, with the experimental PvE stuff, they're done. By the end of season 2, they're done. They'll still last the end of the year, potentially, but they're just paying the rent because they paid a year in advance. You know what I'm saying? It says, from the outside looking in, I'm skeptical that Marathon's existing maps will adapt nicely to PvE format. There isn't a huge variety of the UESC enemies to fight, and even the meanest boss fights in the game are balanced around squad of 3. My gut says meaningful co-op mode could take a lot of dedicated design work to get it right, but this is Bungie we're talking about, so that might be exactly what it has in mind. Now, again, I don't know what they have in mind. As far as this is a desperation, as far as putting the PvE in. In my opinion, they should have had this from the very start. But obviously, they don't have that much content, and it's minimal viable product. So they're sort of just kind of see. That's why it's experimental. They didn't have this in the books, right? They're like, well, it looks like we better go, because since we're not helping Destiny 2 here, and we're looking at this one to stay as the newer version of our live service game, and Sony doesn't have any other live service games besides Fair Games and the Horizon Gatherers. I don't know if you have to ride your money on it. I don't think you want to ride your money on Horizon Gatherers and Fairbang.
All right, well, leave Sony out of it. Leave Sony out of it for a second, right? You work at Bungie, right? You work at Bungie. In your mind, do you think you can salvage Destiny, or do you think you can salvage Marathon? Which one would you think that you would want to go towards? I'm being honest.
I'm going to give you a breakdown. I'm thinking long and hard instantaneously in my brain. Okay, if I was running Bungie, and I had to look at what our timetable is here, what's my time frame? What do I have starts to fix this? How much time do I have?
Barring numbers increase 6 months. Barring numbers increase 6 months. Less if they don't.
So if I was Bungie right now, I would go with Destiny. I would move forward with Destiny and not Marathon. Why? You have 12 years of dedicated fans, right? I don't want to make the same mistake as Lucasfilm did and Disney did with Star Wars, where they try to get rid of these people to capture these people, right? There's a whole group of people that love Destiny, Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, right? There's still people that want to believe that Bungie is still able to do Destiny, right? Instead, they decided they didn't want PvP. They didn't want this anymore, and they kind of abandoned this to make Marathon. Now, as Paul Tassi says, they're split almost evenly, a little bit more on Marathon's side. I would go towards Destiny because in the long run, Destiny as a franchise, as an IP, is much more valuable.
More pull.
Right. Way more pull than Marathon, right? As Bungie did before they even got bought by Sony. They wanted to make books, animations, movies. They wanted to do all these things with the Destiny IP. I would have never gone with the Star Wars stuff inside of Destiny because I believe Destiny is a Star Wars.
Should have been.
Right? Like that whole IP should have been its own launch Star Trek, Star Wars type of thing.
Yeah, an entirely new sci-fi genre for a new community. Yes.
Right. They didn't think so. So they decided to go elsewhere. Remember back when we were kids, it was against the law now where toys were created and then cartoons were created after to sell toys. Right? Bungie made Destiny, and that they didn't do anything. They didn't make any comics or cartoons or anything to sell the product that they're trying to sell. So if I was in charge of Bungie 6 months, I would put all hands on deck. Marathon goes off to the wayside. All hands on deck on Destiny. And you don't make Destiny 3. You don't put a 3 at the end of it. You just make Destiny, and you make a title.
And so you would be gambling for the Forsaken save is what you would be gambling for.
Yeah, you
would be gambling for the Forsaken save.
Yeah, because you didn't pay $3.2 billion to Bungie for Marathon. You paid $3.2 billion for Destiny and what their live service brought.
Well, see, you're using the term Destiny as opposed to Bungie, right?
Well, Bungie had
No.
Destiny.
I'm not saying you're incorrect. You're correct by saying it that way because Sony didn't buy Bungie. Sony bought Destiny.
Correct.
Is what they bought.
100%. They bought Destiny.
Yes.
Because by Sony's own admission, they don't have IPs. They bought the IP of Destiny.
That's correct. And so I still think there's people inside the, I guess, the acquisition department that overpay for things.
Oh, 100%.
And this is another time where somebody overpaid for a company. Again.
Here's what I think you do. Eric's saying you put 25%. I say you leave Destiny 2 where it is. You just leave it where it is. They've already abandoned it kind of and did minimal viable product, right? If you know that you're going to do more Destiny, there is no Destiny 3. Take the Destiny 3 off of your statement there. It's just Destiny. So Destiny 2 is Destiny 3 because they're just putting Destiny and then whatever the title is of the next expansion, right? So Destiny 2 is Destiny 3. Destiny is just Destiny. So putting 25% of the staff on Destiny 2 is limiting you to what you should do is taking the entire staff and working on Destiny.
You already know how long it took them to do what they did. We know the entire timeline of Bungie and their product construction over the years. We know exactly how many people worked on it, how long it took, the half-assedness of it, and their struggle to keep up with content because of the engine was hard to work with. We know all this. We know all this. You do not have the personnel to divide between these two games in order to make one successful.
Right. You're
You have
both. You're hurting both because you're doing what you're doing.
You have 6 months maybe to put everybody onto one thing and make something at least salvageable that people want to play, and will wait for the rest of it. And I don't think Marathon is it. Your best bet, my best bet, if I'm working at Bungie, is to do the next rendition of Destiny. And I'm not saying with a 3 next to it. I'm saying whatever the next story is. Because you're correct. You're correct when you say it was supposed to be the next Star Wars. But when I look at it is that it's like they turned off the lore completely. Like they went from making an IP to making a video game, right? What made Destiny so good was it was an IP. It was a new thing. It was a thing built from the ground up, the foundation, the lore, what was going on in the universe. Everyone was interested in it. Everyone's mouth was dropping because they wanted to know what Bungie could do. And that's why they waited, even through the shit releases and waiting for the patches and going through the Dark Below nonsense and waiting for the Forsaken comeback. Like everyone was there. All you have to do is believe in your own IP again and continue the story. Care about what it is you want to do. Instead of trying to sell me a video game, which is Marathon, sell me the thing that you already have.
Sell me the lore.
Sell me the story.
Yeah, sell me Destiny, right? Crowded says, I think they should just end Destiny 2 because the narrative went off the rails, and they should just reboot the entire franchise, tell a story again from the beginning. I don't think they should reboot it.
But they're out of time. You guys understand this, right? They're out of time.
They could literally tell so much, like stories that you don't even know about yet. They don't have to even connect it. They don't have to make the same mistake as they did with like Star Wars, where everything has to be Luke Skywalker, and you have to tie it to this. You could go anywhere. You can go the Golden Age. You can go wherever you want.
You could go back to the Golden Age, the fall of man completely. You could do a prequel. Everyone loves doing these prequel shits. You could do that 100% with Destiny. You could do that,
right? Which isn't that what the mobile game was? The mobile game, wasn't that a prequel to what Destiny was? Chat, am I wrong on that?
I don't know.
Anyway, I think Sony needs to reevaluate what they're doing. They should drop Marathon like third period French, okay, and just get rid of it. Be done with it and put all their eggs in the basket of Destiny, because that's why you bought Bungie. You bought Bungie for the live service and for the IP. Make comics. How does Sony have one of the largest studios out there? They own Crunchyroll. They own all the animated stuff, right? And yet they're just sitting on these IPs and doing absolutely nothing with it. Nothing.
Because in their mind, it's not marketable. That's what it is. It's not marketable. If you would just take the original thought process of what Destiny was supposed to be and continue on, they would be fine. I think the emergency button that they have to press right now, and I'm dead serious, and I don't like Bungie. I'm dead serious. They can put an extraction-like event into Destiny already. They could just move it over, move the extraction thing over to Destiny, just put it in Destiny as a thing to keep people busy while they try to salvage what they can salvage. There's no way to keep both of these things going. There's just not. We already know that they don't have enough people to do it. They didn't have enough people when they had enough people to do it. And now they have less people.
I'm going to read this one. It says, I'm actually joining Renegades. Took a long break from Destiny and came back just now, and it's not so bad, right? Fun vehicle combat, invading others with PvE sessions. I want more Star Wars in Destiny. Here's why I don't like Star Wars in Destiny. Okay? Putting Star Wars in Destiny devalues Destiny and also devalues Star Wars. Star Wars, okay, should not... Lucasfilm, and this is a completely different conversation, Disney and Star Wars should not be whoring out Star Wars to put in all these other games. They shouldn't. It literally hurts the brand. Okay. And Destiny, see, I'm giving Destiny more credit than I need to, right? To me, Destiny is a Star Wars. They shouldn't have teamed up with Star Wars because they dilute their own world inside of Destiny because they teamed up with Star Wars. I get that people like, because Star Wars is there, because you like Star Wars and you like Destiny, you're like, oh, this is a good merge, right? but it devalues each brand because they're doing what they're doing. Destiny could literally be the Star Trek, the Battlestar Galactica, all of these different sci-fi things. Destiny could have been that next thing, and because they team up with them is because they were begging for, how do we bring people back to Destiny? Oh, let's get Star Wars. Like, at that point, it's actually one of the worst brands you can get into because Star Wars stock is in the toilet as well. But I love that you love the Star Wars thing, but Star Wars and Destiny are hurting each other by being together in the same bed.
Is Renegades the mobile? Renegades is the mobile. Right?
No, Renegades is the update that was in Destiny. That was the Star Wars update that came out in December.
So what's it called on mobile? I don't remember.
I forget what the Destiny mobile thing is.
I mean, they have to have enough people playing that, right? It's probably like a Chinese market thing.
I don't even know if the Renegades is doing very well. That could be that you never cared about Star Wars outside of Destiny. That's understandable, but I think it kind of dilutes both brands. Wolverine says, if only you knew how creatively bankrupt these storytellers are at Bungie after the Witness was killed. Yeah, see, I haven't played in years, so I can't talk as a relative. I'm just talking about the brand of Destiny, the brand of what they've done. I stopped playing after, what was it, First Light? What was the one with the snow? Is that what that was? No, Light.
No.
Light something.
Lightfall?
Was it Lightfall? I think it was Lightfall.
Did we play Lightfall?
We played Lightfall. It was that snow thing where every mission you grabbed, you had to go up to the upper left-hand corner of the map. Every mission for like a month and a half, 2 months.
That was Beyond
Light. That's it.
That was Beyond Light, not Lightfall.
Thank you. Well,
right.
Yeah. Right. That's the one that we played last, which is what, 4 or 5 years ago? So, yeah. Not a big fan of where they've taken that. But yeah, I would go Destiny instead of Marathon. In other extraction news, Sarge, we have the other game that's actually selling very well. Arc Raiders hits 16 million sales and secures exceptionally high engagement. Okay, let's go look at what their engagement is of Arc Raiders. Okay, Arc Raiders at 69,000, right? Their low is almost as, the high, right? The peak, 24-hour peak is higher than what Marathon was total. Okay, and this is 6 months later. They are at 481. It was solid up until a certain point. Now they did come out. I closed that article down, but they did come out and said they're going to slow down and not update as much. Right, they're going to do 2 updates per year now, so they can give more value for each update to make you feel like you can come back
more impact.
Yeah, instead of having it every season, every 12 weeks or whatever, they're going to do 2 updates. So every 6 months. Is what they're going to do. Nexon has published a massive financial report that digs into Q1 2026 results, with naturally included the performance of Embark Studios. Arc Raiders Revolutionary Extraction adventure game released in October and has hit a whopping 16 million sales, making it the best-selling game in Nexon's history, and shipped a massive 4.6 million units in Q1 alone, okay, and maintained a stunning engagement figures in the gaming titan confirmed. Arc Raiders isn't going anywhere, right? So very successful. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. They've added a couple of PvE events.
They're enjoying their position in the year because of what they are. Look at the number of people that bought it. Look at the number of people that are actually playing it. You have that drop off regardless.
Sure, that's just a natural drop off. Yeah,
and what's going to end up happening is you should milk whatever you can out of it, because when other games come out, that number will only get smaller. Not that it matters. Because what matters is that you sold your game.
That's right. You sold 16 million copies.
These guys can now go and make something else. They want to make the
100%.
sequel. They want to make the sequel. They want to make whatever they want. But you don't get to live in live service heaven forever. Enjoy what you did, get the money out of it that you're going to get out of it, and then move on to the next thing, because there's always another game coming out down the road. And if all the release dates are holding firm this year, a lot of people are going to be busy this year.
Yeah, because of Grand Theft Auto, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, I just want to bring up, if Arc Raiders, let's go in a what-if moment here. If Marathon swapped places with Arc Raiders, right, and Marathon had these types of numbers, you asking me the question, do you stick with Marathon or do you stick with Destiny? obviously you have to say you stick with Marathon. But we're not in that scenario, right? Because I would assume that they thought they were going to get 8, 9, 10 million copies sold, but they're at like 1.2, 1.5 for Marathon. This is what they wanted, right? This is what Sony wanted. I don't even think Arc Raiders thought they were going to be like this big, right? 16 million copies is phenomenal for any game, right? For any game. Just to put it in perspective, Mario Kart sold 14, 15 million units. Okay, so this is up there with Mario, and Mario Kart's $80, right, to buy that game. This is only $40, and they sold 16 million copies. So Marathon would have loved to have, Bungie would have loved to have these numbers, but we don't live in that world. So there you go. So Marathon doing very, very well. I haven't played it in 4 months. I played it in January is the last time I played it, I think. Let's see. Going from that, let's go to the Grand Theft Auto talk, shall we? Okay. So Grand Theft Auto, Sarge. People are super excited about this. There's been a couple leaks. We're going to get into that in a second. So leaked GTA 6 price offers relief for worried fans. Now, there was a leak over in the UK, okay, that they came across. The leaked details an employee at a major UK game retailer suggests the Grand Theft Auto 6 could be priced at $69.99, which would be
that's pounds.
$70. Yeah, but it would be $70 here in the States, right?
That would destroy the gaming industry.
So people are like, all right, maybe we're good.
That would destroy the gaming industry.
There's that. Then we have GTA pre-order date has been leaked via the Best Buy. So UK said that this is the price. Now Best Buy comes out and says GTA 6 pre-order supposedly set to go live next week starting up May 18th, as Best Buy email has leaked when you have to place your pre-order. Plenty of people have been sent to email online, but Insider Gamer has since received the email, and we can independently verify that it is real. Okay. So sent out the affiliation email revealing that the campaign is none other than the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6, which is pre-order set to begin on May 18th, 5 months before the game's November 19th release date.
Way early for pre-order, bro.
Right. So if pre-orders were to go live, it could, well, that's about right, Sarge. About 4 months, 5 months in advance, could very well rule out fears of another delay. Right now, they could be putting touchy-feelies out there because, again, it's only on the new systems.
That's right.
Right. It's only on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. Yep. Right. So there's only the two. Well, PlayStation 5 Pro as well. No word on PC. Not coming to the Switch 2, or at least at launch. Okay. There is no past console. It's not coming out on 4 or 5.
Doesn't matter. That's pre-order. It's not like you're going to run out of copies. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Right. So there's also wait, no, that's the wrong one. We have another one, I think. Where is it? I don't have it. We'll keep it on this one. Okay. So what's happening now is they've also sent an email out to PlayStation 4 guys. Okay. So anyone that owns a PlayStation 4 and has wishlist Grand Theft Auto 6 on the PlayStation Store has now been getting emails sent to them. And it's been verified into 4 different countries, in English and French, in Australian, and I think in Spain, I believe it is, right? So on 4 different continents, they've been shown that, hey, if you want to play Grand Theft Auto 6, you gotta buy, and it links it to buy a PlayStation 5, whatever, in their email to send them over, right? Because that's the only way you're going to play it. So they're trying to get that 58% of the people that still are on PlayStations over to the PlayStation 5s, right? Now, the problem is in the last couple weeks, they've raised the price. So now you're talking about $800, $900, $1,000 if in certain countries, okay? If you get the disc drive, plus the game. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this, and because of it, Take-Two Take-Two adds nearly $2 billion in value as GTA 6 pre-order rumors circulate. Just because of the rumors, Sarge. $2 billion in value have increased for Take-Two because of just the validation of next week.
The stock went up, I think, $10 or $11.
Yeah, so it says Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the biggest game launch of all time, 100%. I've said it years in advance. I said pre-orders, day 1, week 1, month 1, year 1. It's gonna shatter the records regardless, right? After reports of GTA 6 pre-orders going live on May 18th, thanks to what appears to be an early email from the affiliate partner Marketship, the stock of publisher Take-Two Interactive has risen nearly 5% on Thursday. As of writing this, Take-Two Interactive stock price have jumped by $10.79 per share to $237.78. I didn't know they were that high. That's big. That jump added nearly $2 billion in market value of the company in just a matter of hours. While prices are expecting to fall slightly throughout the day trading, it's clear that the excitement surrounding the upcoming game is reaching a fever pitch, even in the stock market, right? Now, that fever pitch, I was on Fake Wizard News last night, and we're talking about if Grand Theft Auto happens to come out, right? It comes out, and people are playing the game, and they just happen to notice that something looks off. It seems like it's AI, right? Like what Arc Raiders got hit with, and Expedition 33, and everyone's like, I can't support a game that's AI, right? Wizard said, and I agree with him 100%. He said, this will be the game that no one cares about if there's AI in, and this will just make it normalized, where if they did it and they admit to it or whatever happens and articles are written, everyone will be like, I don't care. It's a fun game, right? And this will just normalize the AI. Now, I'm not saying they've used AI. We're just saying that this game is so big. This game is so, like, as they're saying, the fever pitch is so high with this game. Everybody wants this game, even though there's people that don't want this game. Okay. This game is around $2 billion. Okay. They're saying with the marketing and what it costs to make this game, this will make its money back in the first 3 days. Okay. To make $2 billion back in 3 days is insane.
I mean, they might make their money back during the pre-order.
Well, yeah, they could. Right, the biggest pre-order all time, Cyberpunk at 8 million. I think this does 12 to 15 million pre-orders.
So you're saying in another week, it's possible that we're going to see pre-orders in the 12 million range.
Yeah, I think by next week's show, we'll be able to report 10 to 15 million pre-orders.
When's it coming out? What day is it coming out? The 21st,
the 18th.
It starts the 18th.
Yeah, pre-orders 18th.
My God, dude, this is gonna be insane.
Well, that's true, Cubsy. That is true, Cubsy. Their stock already went up $2 billion, so they already made their money back, right? Right. But the actual game will make its money back.
So here's my question then if you're pre-ordering, when you pre-order the game, do they tell you what the price of the game is going to be, or are they just saying you're pre-ordering it?
Oh no, it tells you the price. It says
you sure?
Yeah, it tells you.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I think it just says pre-order. I don't think they tell you a price.
Well, if you wish list it, you don't have to get a price. It's just wish list, meaning you're pre-order.
No, what I'm saying though is I don't think.
I know what you're asking.
Yeah.
You want to know, are they putting a fish like a line out there to see how many people are interested?
Yes.
In the thing. So it doesn't matter what the price is.
Well, hear me out. I put the pre-order out.
Yeah.
But I don't put the price out.
Like no price.
Right?
They see how many people out there, and then they say
we get like 8 or 10 million people pre-order it, and then I give you the price, and we see how many people drop off, right? And nothing's happened yet because the game hasn't even come out yet. Right. You can actually manipulate the price live for the next 5 months without even releasing the game.
Yeah, you can say, but see, I think the people would pre-order it. Yeah, you're right though. People would pre-order it regardless of whatever the price is, just because they want to be on the pre-order list. But then if people come out and say it's $100, then you would have a certain percentage back off. Correct. And other people would go, well,
right.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting. Maybe. But
maybe he's in 4 days, bro. No, but this is exciting. Maybe he's in 4 days.
Is that illegal? I don't think it's illegal. Right?
What's illegal about that? I ask you to pre-order a game. I won't give you the price though.
You're not.
I ask you to pre-order. Yeah, you don't know the price.
I mean, I see what you're asking. Is it illegal to change? They technically didn't even change the price. They're just saying
they didn't change the price.
Are you interested?
Right.
Right. Like if I put it out there, hey, if I'm going to do a show this Saturday, how many of you guys are interested if I do a show this Saturday? Right. That's not illegal to ask and get a vote to see.
And when you pre-order, are you paying full price for the game? I don't think you are.
Well, you could put a down pay. Well, in the old days, if you wanted to pre-order, you had to hold it. You had to put a percentage down of it, which is like $5 or $10, whatever.
But that was the old days.
You could pay full price. No, I don't know. I've never pre-ordered a game in a decade, so I don't know what it is now. Chat, do you have to pay for the whole game, or can you just put like $5 down on the pre-order? I asked this because I don't pre-order games.
I mean, I'm thinking that this will be one of the biggest manipulations ever. if you take a pre-order but don't know the actual price of the game yet because they don't know what they want to sell it for.
I'll do it one better. I think they do put it for $70. They do for $70.
If they do it for 70, bro.
No, but listen here.
The gaming industry is coming down, bro.
Well, they'll do it for 70, but obviously there's going to be other deluxe edition or platinum edition or whatever it is. So if you want to put money down, if you want to pre-order, you could pre-order just the standard version.
Sure.
You could pre-order the deluxe version. And I think that's what they'll do. So I don't think they'll hold back the price. I think they will show you the price, and then there'll be like 2 or 3 different versions of that price. And people will be buying the limited edition that might come with a big giant statue of a finger that says like, fuck you or something. I don't know, right? A keychain, you get your own penthouse in the game, whatever it is, right? Cigarette boat, maybe. Who knows? It's Miami.
It's actually kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to the gaming industry completely reorganizing because of this game. I'm actually kind of excited.
I hope they come out at $60, $70. I would like to see the industry lose their mind if they come out at $60 or $70.
I want to see the industry reset. I think what they're doing right now, based on what they're charging for their games, is overinflated. Even with inflation, is overinflated, and they need to come back to reality. And we've said it more than once.
You can't sue me. No.
We've said it more than once. If GTA comes out at a $70 price point, everything else goes out the window.
Yeah,
everything else goes out the window. Your game is not $70.
Right.
Your game's not $70. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Call of Duty is not $70.
John says Windows Store doesn't charge you until the week before the game comes out. So there you go. Yeah. And then Jesse says $5 down at GameStop. Bro. With GameStop, you can put $5 or pay for it in full. Yeah. So there you go. So it's still the same.
This is good.
Krebsy says, my guess is standard is 70, deluxe is 100, and collectors is 300. Sounds about right, Krebsy.
Book it.
Yeah.
Now the question is, how many deluxe editions are there, Krebsy? 100,000, right? 100,000 at $100.
Someone will buy and then it'll go for double the price on eBay.
Right.
Yeah. I'm excited because I'm not going to get the game. I might get it day one. But I'm not going to pre-order
right there, bro. That's 10 million right there.
Just I'm not going to pre-order, but I got to see what it looks like. There's been stories. Remember, a couple years ago, there were stories of the writers were changing stuff in the game, and they said it wouldn't be like the old Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? They had to change, and that was during that time frame. that where we had like a blip in the time
in the Matrix.
Yeah. So I have to wait and see reviews. Right. Obviously, it's going to be a fun game. I'm going to get it down the road for sure. I might get it day one, but I'm not getting it day one because I'm streaming it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a game you play. It's a game you don't want to watch. You don't want to ruin it.
Yeah,
it's a game you play.
It's basically how I'm playing Crimson Desert. Right. It's a game that you just sit down, enjoy, play, and have a good time with it. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with it. But I am excited to see if I'm correct about pre-order day one, week one, month one. It is exciting when a game comes out like this and it does smash records, regardless if you like it or not. It's amazing to see.
If this is true, the pre-order's in 4 days.
Yeah. It'll be on Monday, Tuesday, right?
We could be at the precipice of the entire gaming market changing.
Monday morning at 9 a.m. It could be like, boom, door opens. Everyone's like, ah! Breaks records within seconds.
It's a little exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Well, the exciting part not because of the game, because of the change that could happen for the gaming industry.
Well, the change of the gaming industry and people that just like games all coming around the one game. That's like the one of a decade type of thing, one of a lifetime, generation of a system type of thing, right?
I look at it. I look at this game as like the end cap of the generation of gaming. Not the beginning of the next one, the end of where we are.
Sure. Well, remember, this is coming out at the tail end. It's 6 years in of this system.
I mean, if I were to bookend it, if I use this one as the end, then the beginning of it is like right around the time that people started doing 3-dimensional open worlds.
Well, there's already rumors, right, that Helix comes out 2027 or the PlayStation 6 in 2028. So if this is November of this year, 2026, you're talking 6 to 8 months. We could have a new system, and they start jumping. Well, and then within a year, it's over on PC as well, right? So that keeps the sales going there.
The numbers to watch are: will this game sell hardware? And
Yes.
will people cancel pre-orders if the price changes?
Yes, I think people will sell. I talked about this. I think between 2 and 5 million people will buy a PlayStation that do not own a PlayStation right now. 58% of the people that still own a PlayStation 4, I would say between 2 and 5 million people will move over from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 just because of this game.
Now, wait a minute. If the box stores are smart, they will sell consoles at a discount and eat the cost into something else in order to move units, because they know they can, in order to move those units out of their stores. I'm not looking at this from the point of Sony, because Sony already sold.
You're talking about Target and Walmart and stuff like that. Yeah,
all the box stores that would actually sell you a PlayStation.
Right,
I think
do a little bundle or something.
See,
with them.
I think that the power is in the hands of the retailers at this point, because they have the power to get those hardware, that hardware into people's hands at a discounted rate outside of Sony.
But the problem with that is it's not a huge benefit for the Target and Walmart. I mean, it is to move the system, but unless they're moving systems with disk drives where they have to come back and buy actual physical discs, they can't. The companies can undercut the stores, right? Because it's digital. So even if they sell the digital box, they never have to come back to Target. They never have to come back.
That's even better. As long as the price comes down. See, retail can do it because they can undercut, because they have other products that they can put the pressure on.
Yeah, it's a loss leader.
Sony can't sell it direct because they're selling it out of their own pockets.
Right.
They have to eat that cost from themselves. A box store can offset the cost into other products. That's the difference.
I don't know, Jesse. Jesse says GTA 6 is not the last GTA franchise, but it might see it again probably in 2040.
Oh no, I'm not saying the last. I'm saying it's like a bookend of the era of gaming. Like GTA is like the end of the era that we have just gone through. 25 years of the open world, three-dimensional, like from when it first started to now.
I think what Grand Theft Auto did from top down to 3-dimension to now going to online, I don't think we get a Grand Theft Auto 7. I think we get the Grand Theft Auto universe, and we've talked about this on this show for multiple years.
They'll go to the universe. They'll go to the universe and they'll go to the rest of it.
It just becomes this, what the meta is. Like what meta wanted to do, Grand Theft Auto universe, Grand Theft Auto online is the meta.
Yes.
Is what Fortnite is.
You get on the plane in GTA 6 and you end up in GTA 5.
Fly to San.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where I think it goes from here. I think they make Grand Theft Auto 6, and then just the online is what lives on, and then people start making content just like a Roadblocks and everything else.
That's correct.
This is where I think it goes after this. So top down to 3D to online. That's it. That's where it goes. It's the birth of, well, you have to add another. It'll be a 5A game. It'll be the only 5A game.
It wouldn't be 5A. That's how you pronounce it. It wouldn't be a AAA game or a quadruple A game. It just
all right. We're gonna
the microphone.
Move on from that. I want to talk about the Steam Machine, Sarge. Steam Machine.
This is another thing.
I'm excited about this. I really am excited about this. Right, new Steam update hints at 4 separate Steam Machine models and reservation system. Okay, so the Steam controller came out last week. Pre-orders. It got screwed up because there was no reservation system, and scalpers and people were trying to get their hands on it. It was a big clusterfuck. Second one came in, second stock, and they did a reservation system, much more smoother. People started getting those in the mail this week. Steam Machine, little gremlins went into the system, and they found out that there was 4 SKU codes. Okay, 4 SKU codes, and there was 50 tons of product delivered last week in the United States. Okay. The last time they did this, they knew it was the Steam Deck because they were all the same and the same weight and whatnot, and they knew they came in. The 4 models that supposedly that they say are coming in are a
50 tons.
50 tons.
50 tons.
50 tons. The 4 models that they say that's on there is a 512 with controller, 2 terabyte, and 2 terabyte with controllers. Now, people are speculating, okay, that the 512, just the console, could be around like $600, okay? And then obviously with the controller, it's $100 itself. That would be like $700. And then the 2 terabytes, probably $200 more than that, which will probably be $900, okay? And then with the controller, it would be, that
yeah,
900.
But 50 tons is not a lot. If it's a 2 point, like a Xbox, probably like 2.5 pounds. Like you know what the box weighs? Maybe like 2.5 pounds.
They say there's about 20. They say there's about 20,000 per unit. Is what their people are saying. Okay, so that's one thing. Now the second thing is where's the there was one more. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the Steam Machine price might have leaked, and it's over $1,000. Now, the reason I think this is $1,000, I'll read on a little bit here. It says the Steam Machine price might have been leaked. A data miner who uncovered an update in the Steam Machine's hardware reservation system. If accurate, the new Valve console could cost players well over $1,000. I think what they begged into here is that the VR headset as well. I think they want to, because obviously the VR headset, you could play games by itself, but they really want to sell it with,
because they got to move them, because they have to move them.
Right. They want to pair them up with it. So I think it will be over $1,000 if you get the box, the controller, and
that's why there's 4 versions, because the one with the VR set and one without.
Well, I think the 4 versions of the box are box 512, box with the controller, 2 terabyte by itself and 2 terabyte with controller. And then there's also the VR headset, which would bring you over $1,000, right? So here it says Steam Machine price leak suggests Valve console could cost over $1,000. Reports the Steam Machine price potentially being thousands of dollars first surfaced online after Valve recently updated the source code. The new hardware reservation system, according to Steam Tracker, the publisher specifically added a code for the product that could cost $1,000 or thousands of euros. According to the Steam Machine subreddit, it appears that the Valve is adding a potential pricing bracket to their new reservation system. A small update in the source code containing the hardware reservation system indicates that they have prepared a system hardware that requires thousands of euros. Okay, the new update, here's the source code, right? And it has the plus star decimal symbol and star separate, right? So a small update in the code, chunking content was what they're saying. As mentioned above, the leak price is, of course, in euros. Doing a quick math, and it also could be around 1,167 when taking current currency conversion rates into account. Now, I watched a video of Linus Tech Tips a couple weeks ago. He was talking about the VR headset. He was comparing it to other headsets. And he said while he was there, they would like it to be around the same price as other ones on the market, which is the MetaQuest, which is at $500 right now. Now, MetaQuest just raised their price to $500, $600. Okay. So if this headset comes out at $500, $600, which is sort of like what the PlayStation VR headset was when it came out. Now they lowered the price of that one. It's comparable to what it is. So if that's $500 and the lowest tier of the 512 comes out, it's $500, $600. That right there, just the headset plus the thing is $1,100 plus the controller will be $1,200, right? So that could be one of the bundles that's happening there where you can get the VR headset, the controller.
But I don't give a shit about the VR.
I understand that, but I don't think they have a lot of them. What I'm saying is a lot of people, if you want to buy everything, it would be about $1,200. I don't think the console itself, again, this is just me speculating. I don't think the console itself is going to be $1,000. I think it's going to be $600 to $700 for the low tier, and $800 to $900.
Yeah, I'm not getting 512 of anything. I'm getting a terabyte or more. You know what I mean? Like 512 isn't helping anybody.
Well, no, but if you could put your external hard drive on there, that would fix that problem.
Okay, but that's a whole other conversation. See,
sure.
when you get into that, we would need to know the type of RAM that they're using. Our external hard drive units can be used. Like what cable hookups can I use? Is it a true PC?
They already say all that stuff.
You know what I mean? Like you'd have to know all this. You have to make sure.
They tell you all that on their website what the hookups are and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So It says it's currently not confirmed that the latest leak is final Steam machine price, but what we do know is the Valve is making updates to the hardware reservation system, and I think it's smart. The reservation system, I think, needs to be in. Everyone's like, "Well, it's not fair. If I want to buy 5 units,
It is fair. No, it's fair.
I think it is fair because
You don't need 5 units.
right, and they're selling directly to consumers.
That's correct.
Right. So reservation system, you buy, they send it to you, and they only say 1 per unit, per household, per credit card, whatever it is. Then I think that is fair. So that way it stops scalpers. It stops the price from getting inflated, ruining it for everybody else type of thing. And people can get the thing that they want. Right. That's also true, John. They also have a micro SD slot is good enough, Sarge. My load times are fast and SSD dang near it. Right. So they do have a micro SD there as well. And they have 2 USB ports as well. A lot of people, even Wizard was talking about it. He said he really likes the controller.
Talk to me about the controller. Talk to me about this controller.
I don't know much about it.
Somebody in chat, talk to me about this controller. Who's got it? I know one of you got it.
I could tell you what Wizard said yesterday. He said it feels really good in your hands. He says it's a little ergonomic. Yeah, more than he says it's like the Xbox controller. He goes, but it's a little straighter. Like this is more of an angle, right? Some people are saying it's like the Steam Deck. Right. If you can see, like it says, like you feel like you're holding the Steam Deck. It feels weighty. He says the track pads are very nice. The paddles and stuff on the back of it feels like it's very well built. It's not too heavy in your hands. People really like the new thumbsticks and stuff that are on there. Some people are complaining that they're a little too far apart, like the thumbsticks and stuff.
Hey,
but yeah. So I don't know if they have small hands, but yeah, they say it's a good build. I'm not really interested in buying just a separate controller. Like if I'm going to get the controller, I'll buy it with the actual machine. You know what I mean? So I'll pay for either the 512 with controller instead of the 2 terabyte, especially if it's under like 700, right? If I can get the 512 and I can add more storage to it, then fantastic. I'll take the 512 because I can get micro SDs for much cheaper than what they're going to sell me the 2 terabyte for.
Yeah, but you're still gonna get hit with the price. If the RAM inside the machine is at a good price point, it's probably better to get the larger version than the smaller one and try to upgrade it. Because you don't know. I understand that they talk to you about it like it's an upgradable machine, but you would need to know what kind of RAM is in there and if it's banked or not banked, or if it's individual slots that I can actually, or is it banked? You know what I mean?
Well,
like for instance, if there's a difference between the 512 and a terabyte type of thing, just to say.
Yeah, but you're saying RAM compared to storage. We're just talking about storage. RAM's the RAM.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is they talk to you about it like you can upgrade it. What I'm saying to you is, does the unit come with, let's say it comes with 32 gigs of RAM, or
16 gigs of RAM, I believe.
But is it banked, or is it just one slot and I could put another slot in there? You know what I mean? Like, do they give you the option for upgrading?
I don't think you're going to be able to upgrade the RAM in the thing. If you can, you'll probably void the warranty. You can put the storage. You can get more storage.
Well, that's easy. That part's easy.
That's what we're talking about. You're getting confused with.
No, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about everything. I thought we were going from one thing to another. I'm not trying to mix them together.
You know, we're talking about 16 RAM, no upgrades. Yeah,
no upgrades. Okay.
Yeah, it's the RAM's the RAM. The storage is what, the 512 to 2 terabytes. Okay. If you want the 2 terabytes, obviously it's internal SSD. If you want more storage on the 2 terabyte, you get an external. If you get the 512, you're going to have to get an external or micro SD, or you're going to have to get an external SSD. Right now, it could have the same issue as like my son's Xbox Series S. When we got him an external hard drive, he couldn't play off of the external hard drive.
Correct.
Right. He had to get that terabyte stick on the back of the goddamn thing so he could play off the actual thing, but he couldn't play off the external. If that's the same thing, then that's
the transfer it over.
Right. Then obviously you get the 2 terabyte storage because it'll just be better that way.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, the Steam machine, so Sarge can see the actual the specs and stuff here.
Because the way they talked about it, they were like, you can upgrade your system.
I know you don't follow stuff like this. Yeah, I know you don't really follow stuff like this. Yeah, so it's got the same OS, small form factor. It's got cool and quiet, right? It's got the power for days. It's got 1 gigabyte Ethernet display port, 1.4, HDMI 2.0, one USB-C and 4 USB-A ports. Okay.
Okay.
It's got CPU and GPU, 4K gaming, 60 frames per second at FSR, thanks to the discrete semi-custom AMD desktop class CPU and GPU. Storage available in 2 storages, size 512 and 2 terabyte. Both come with expandable storage via micro SD. Okay. Connectivity, it's got the Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and dedicated antenna. Steam controller's wireless adapter built right into the Steam machine for direct pairing, and then power. No giant brick. It's included in the thing, like the box.
So basically, it's a GPU with a fan strapped to it, and we're calling it the game system. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. So, and then the weight. I don't know if they show the weight here. Yeah. So there you go.
I don't think that's big enough at all, Krebsy.
Right. So it's got the USB,
especially the jump from 512 to 2 terabyte. Right.
Well, do you want cheap or do you want more storage?
No,
right?
I get it, bro. I get it.
Let me see. Do they have the weight here? Yeah, weight is 2.6 kilograms, right? So now you take the 50 tons, and you can.
Well, you have to translate that into metric. Because that's metric.
Correct.
Tons
I'm saying
standard.
Yeah, take 2.6 kilograms and divide it into the 50-ton type of thing, and you see how many. And that's why people are saying there's about 20,000 per unit that's in there. If there's 4 units, 4 different types of it, right? So, and also you have to put the controller in there, and you also have to figure out if they have the headset in there.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the VR.
This also might come out next week. They actually might surprise people and start pre-ordering next week for this stuff.
This too?
That's what leaked. Yeah, so they're saying sometime soon that the Steam machine is going to be coming out.
Bro, it's gonna be
nuts. 512 is crazy, but it is what it is. Like I said, I have micro SDs that I can put into the system right now because I have micro SDs. Are they going to be a little slower than like the brand new one? Sure. Right. But is it going to make a huge difference when I'm not playing like PvP games? I'm only playing like PvE or PvE single player games. You know what I mean? It'll be fine. I'll tell you what, if that 512 is like $600, that's a steal. For me, I could pick up 2 consoles for the price of basically 1, because then I could get one for my son, and then now I can start his Steam, collection going on, because you can share profiles, but then he can have his own introduction to PC gaming, basically, right? With this, right? So 512, if it's like $600 for $1,200, you get two consoles. Where if you get the 2 terabyte, I can get 1 console, and then we have to share type of thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it is for the expansion storage and stuff like that. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about it because it would help me. I was talking about this last night with Wizard as well. He's in the same boat. His computer is like sluggish, and when streaming and playing games, it's not working for him. Right. So if you have this, if you don't really care about the 100 uncapped frame rate, 120 frames per second type of stuff, then it's not really a bother.
You mean that as a joke, Water, but 30 and I have been talking. We think that Sony might make a deal for 90 days. We think that Sony might do a 90-day thing with Take-Two.
Do something.
So you say that as a joke, but we think there might be a thing with Sony because they're hurting for exposure to the new system, and if they do a 90-day thing with GTA and they pay Take-Two to get people to shift over, I think that would probably help them a lot for the year. I think it's possible. It's plausible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I think it's plausible.
So a couple days ago, Sony came out and suggests that PlayStation is a plastic box without content. Now, I obviously in context here, it is crazy that they said this themselves, because
out loud.
If me and you say this, it's like, okay,
that's a Monday. That's a Monday.
But when internally they say this, now I'll read it in context here, right? So it says, during an interview with Sony VP, revealed that the CEO could call PlayStation a plastic box without content, without games. Okay, it says players are being informed of the new detail about PlayStation and Sony Interactive Entertainment through a recent interview, which the company discussed a reason for charging 30% commission fee for store purchases. Now, the new topic is PlayStation being called a box without content. Okay, it says third party is a line share of the content for PlayStation. Now, we've known this for years, right? Because Jim Cryan Ryan said that they're going to buy Call of Duty, they're going to steal it from us. We're not gonna, and nothing happened. They still have Call of Duty, they still sold what it is. New interview with the game business says that the VP of second and third-party content on Sony discussed that the CEO described the PlayStation. 7 suggests that the Sony CEO, who comes from a product background with very literal definition of technology, might say that without the content, the PlayStation is literally just a plastic box. Now,
I mean, he's not wrong.
They've said in the past that PlayStation doesn't have any IPs. They need more IPs, right? And they're spending way too much money on their first-party titles, and they money against other smaller games, and also second-party and third-party games where they get it exclusive for a time frame, if that's on the dotted line that they have it for a year contract, or hey, I gave you some money to help you finish your project, right? You scratch my back type of thing, where it's not an actual contract that says it's time exclusive, but because they fronted the money, you don't want to, like, if you borrow money from somebody, you don't screw that person over. You're like, all right, I'll do you a solid type of thing, right? So he then went on to build a concept that the content is key in PlayStation's ecosystem, especially the third-party games, which allow the company to drive and be ambitious. Now, 7 adds that this is why they need to focus on bringing new voices to the platform. If their focus shifts away from third parties, the industry will stop growing, which is crazy, right? So this is told, though, by the actual player base of PlayStation, because more people that own PlayStation, 93 million own a PlayStation. And every time they come out with the first-party game, in the last couple of ones, like Soros has only got 300,000 sales right now, 2 weeks. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not as high as it should be. Astrobot, Game of the Year, right? Sold 3.3 million copies. Ghost of Yote sold like 3.3 million to 4 million copies, right? Sony's first-party titles are not moving like Nintendo's first-party titles, right?
That's correct.
But third-party titles on PlayStation, they're moving. Right, the Call of Duties, the Maddens, the you know what I mean? Like, they're pushing millions, tens of millions of copies on their platform, so it's very good business for them to keep third parties going with them. Hence why they back some people,
but they don't want to say it. They don't want to say it out loud. But we know we know that PlayStation is known for their first party titles, but it's not keeping them afloat because the third parties more people play them.
Yeah, the PlayStation guys are not buying the first-party titles, even though they say they do it.
Well, if you're selling 3 million copies out of 93 million, it's roughly 3%, well less than 3%, are buying that major title. It's not a lot.
No.
When you have a 15% rate on Nintendo or 18% rate on Nintendo, that's crazy.
Mario Kart has sold 15 million units, and there's only 19 million units sold of the Switch 2. That's crazy.
That's a crazy amount.
That's a crazy amount. Now, obviously, that's an outlier.
Well, sure, but don't forget. Let's not forget. Now, you're comparing apples and bananas.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nintendo has been cultivating loyalty through their characters
3 generations
forever.
Yeah, for 3 generations they've been cultivating.
What character have they been cultivating in PlayStation?
That's my point. Right.
That's the point.
Right. So Sony, which, going into the other story here, Sony has helped fund over 120 projects this generation. So in the last 5.5 years, they've helped 120 companies, smaller studios, bigger studios. Multiple new details about Sony and PlayStation have emerged from new interview. The VP has stated that some Chinese and Korean studios seem to move faster than those in the Western Japanese region. And the interview also covered that Sony's reason for charging 30% commission fee on store purchases. Now, Sony discussed the funding activities, saying that it supported over 100 games. Right, so Sony talks about funding over 120 projects without the counting hero projects. Okay, I'm assuming the big projects, right? In recent interview with Game Business, the Sony VP's second and third party content talked about funding over 120 projects this generation. He spoke about the company's approach and giving the indie games the same stage as the major AAA partners. He emphasized that the indies are valued equally, and also seeing the amazing compliment in the breadth of the depth story needs to exist on the platforms. He also added that he does not want to diminish the team's work and funding. He said that Sony has funded either wholly or partially more than 120 projects this generation. This figure does not include hero projects. Also mentioned that the small diversity set of funds is issued each year. So again, they have, I'll call it like an incubator, right? They have like an incubator program that they bring in these small guys. They invest a certain amount of money into them to get them to across the finish line and whatnot. So it's not like Sony it doesn't have games. They do have games coming onto the platform, but they
But
don't have.
it's hard to decide who you want to fund
Right,
because
they don't-
you
they
don't
don't
know
have
if that game is going to
first-party.
be fun or not.
Yeah, they
Right?
don't
You
have
don't know if you're
first-party
going to
games.
you don't know if that game's going to sell.
So they're depending on a lot on the third-party titles and stuff like that. But that's 120 studios that they've helped over the last
Yeah,
5.5
but most
years.
of those also are canceled titles that don't make it to market. Like, you know how this works.
Well, no, a lot of their live service, they did throw money and it didn't stick. They canceled 12 projects with live service games, right?
But
Fair Games next.
they
one
made
bucket.
they made this bed. Now they have to lay in it because instead of just trying to make a game and finding the market, you expect every game to come out to be successful, and you're funding these games, and you think that every time you fund something, it's supposed to work out. That's not how this works.
Right.
You don't know what's going to be fun or not fun because, number one, you're not a gamer. These suits are not gamers. They grew up maybe during the heyday of gaming, but they don't understand games. They understand trends and they understand following the market of what people are chasing, but they don't understand video games.
Right.
So even you might fund 120 projects, you don't know if those projects are going to work out or not. I mean,
No, but
let's look at the wasteland that is the last 50 titles that have come out and gotten destroyed. So what are we talking about?
Well, I mean, obviously, a big one would be if they do marketing stuff with Grand Theft Auto, right? They would not help them across the finish line. Obviously, they're paying for their own thing, but if they give them money to get exclusive or something on PlayStation, which they say there's some sort of project that they're working on, teaming up with them, but we don't know exactly what that is, right? So I think this is it, right? Yeah. So we don't know.
They need to reach for the fun. All PlayStation has to do is go back to the fun of what you guys were selling. It's too much suit and not enough balls. They're not willing to release some things for fun and say, hey, we're coming out with these things and blah. You know what I mean? Like, show people that you know how to make a video game. Stop worrying about trying to make the next AAA gargantuan hit and just try to make some video games that are fun that people want to play.
Yeah, I think if they stop putting $300 million towards their first party titles and lowered that down to like 150, they would sell more and they would make bigger profit if they did that. This is the thing that they're sending out to people. PlayStation hits a big potential GTA 6 deal. Now, the reason they're saying this is because people are getting emails about, hey, if you want to play Grand Theft Auto, you got to come over on PlayStation, right? So they're saying PlayStation paid for the marketing rights, which I think we all knew this already, right? For the last couple of Rockstar games, they usually give Rockstar money. So Sony may have secured exclusive marketing rights for Grand Theft Auto 6. Not that it's surprising. Who else is going to get? Who else? It's almost like Sony doesn't even need to do this. Think about this for a second, right? Xbox has sold 28 million units. Okay. 93 million compared to 28 million. So it's not like they're in competition with selling the consoles, right? We know that Rockstar is not putting Grand Theft Auto on PC right away.
Do we?
Well, as of right now, right?
Okay.
Because they've never done it. So you just assume. We're just assuming.
Okay? Well,
I know that
I think that's also what the pre-order is going to tell, right?
Well, hold on. Then we also know it's not coming to Switch 2. So we know it's only coming to PlayStation and PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox Series S and X. Why would Sony pay money to be the exclusive marketer for Grand Theft Auto when basically you are the leader in the console realm right now? Do we really think that 80 million people are going to go buy an Xbox to go play Grand Theft Auto? I don't think so, right? So it's kind of weird if they did pay a lot of money to become the head of marketing for the exclusive marketing.
But the marketing will pair off the game with their system.
Sure.
Even though the professionals and gamers know
there's no competition
that
right now.
That it's released on both sides. The normies are going to think that it's only on PlayStation. That's what the marketing is going to tell you, even though it's not.
I have a question. I just thought about this for a second. I understand that the Steam machine is a PC.
Yeah.
But it's considered but they're talking about it like it's a console. Right? What if? Hold on a second now. I'm going down a rabbit hole for you for a second. Maybe next week the Steam machine announces that it's coming out. Right?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto is also
pre-ordering
next week, potentially. Right? Both rumors. Right? One's confirmed with the Grand Theft Auto, almost confirmed.
Yeah.
Steam Machine, we don't know if it's coming out, being announced or pre-order or anything. What if Grand Theft Auto is not coming out on PC, but it is coming out on the Steam Machine?
To help sell Steam machines.
I don't know. Because it is a computer, but they're marketing it like it's a console, right? And it doesn't do uncapped frames. It does 60 frames per second, right? It's locked at 60 frames per second. So could the game be out for the Steam Machine, but not for PCs?
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, chat. I'm just putting it out there.
Interesting.
Steam OS is a Windows overlay type OS. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Just trying to connect the dots.
I mean, you would sell more Steam machines if you think Grand Theft Auto was coming out on a Steam machine.
Well, right. It doesn't need to be exclusive.
No, I didn't say it's exclusive.
No, I know that. But that's why I'm saying that's why PlayStation is getting the marketing rights, because the competition might not just be the Xbox. It might be the Steam Machine as well. Because again, the Steam Machine is not uncapped. It's a console. It's 60 frames per second. It's like a console.
Interesting.
I don't know. What is a console but a walled garden? Right. But what I'm saying,
it used to be.
That's what the Steam Machine is, right? The Steam Machine is a walled garden of a mid-tier computer. What a console is. A low-end mid-tier computer. I don't know. Just put, if it happens, you heard it here first. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So the deal here is from a moment Rockstar released the earlier than expected GTA 6 revealed trailer in December 2023. The company was cleared about the platform strategy. Current gen consoles only, and the game will not even come to PC at launch, with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series XS the only systems set to have a day one.
We'll see.
I don't know. Does the Steam Machine count as? I don't know,
bro.
I don't know.
If you want to listen, think about this for a moment. Be serious. Okay, 28 million Xboxes. Okay, how many PlayStations?
93.4 million.
Right,
something like that.
We'll just say 94 million. So roughly 112 million, 115 million units that could possibly buy GTA 6.
I mean, make a good dent.
Do you think you really want to wait?
It could be
not sell it and not sell it on PC.
It could be the cheapest. It could be the cheapest console to buy with Grand Theft Auto, if the Steam Machine can run it, right? Or obviously it'll run it. But all
I'm trying to say is if you're going to only market it to 120 million people, or I'm sorry, 100. I'll change my words. 120 million consoles that can play it, where the PC market has 1 billion units. I'm not sure you're willing to wait that long for those kind of numbers for a full year, hoping that 120 million are going to buy it out of the billion people who have a PC. You know what I mean?
The only reason I'm saying it for guys is because the people that want to play on PC want the best graphics, high end, 120 uncapped. Do you know what I'm saying? For the Grand Theft Auto comes out on PC, obviously it's going to be uncapped. But the Steam Machine's not that. It's a lower end mid-tier computer. I don't know. She's like, what flavor Kool-Aid? Hey, whatever.
I don't believe, as a business owner, I want to limit my market initially to 120 million people.
There's less consoles right now than there was when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out.
Right.
So
that's my point.
And it's only on the end of this generation going into the next generation. So there was way more 360s and PlayStations out there, PlayStation 3s, than there was PlayStations and Xboxes today. Because the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, Xbox had 80 million, PlayStation 3 had 80 million. So you're talking about 160 million consoles out there. And then 18 months later it came to PC or whatever it was, right? And then Xbox One came out. Then PlayStation 4s came out. So there was more there. Now you have the 93 plus the 28. So you're way, way under what you had originally when the last GTA
And so
came
why would I want to limit the number I'm selling?
I don't know. Yeah, you would try to put it as many places as possible.
A lot's going to happen in 2 weeks, bro.
We'll see.
A lot's going to happen in 2 weeks.
I'm just putting stuff out there. I'm not saying it's happening for real or anything like that. Just talking it out. It's in my head. It's better for me to say it out loud because then if it happens, I'll be like, see.
I mean, if you're trying to sell consoles, you want to try to sell Steam machines, right? Same thing.
Yeah, 100%. Now think about this: if you're on the fence, you're a PlayStation 4 guy, you're an Xbox One guy,
right?
You haven't moved over to the new system yet.
Do I buy a PlayStation or do I
buy
just get
an $800 PlayStation, or do I buy a $800 console from Steam?
Right.
Or do I buy an Xbox of what it is? Right. At this point, you have no allegiance because your old games are not coming over or whatever, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy this because I want Grand Theft Auto, and now Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. Just a thought. What time is it? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Oh, wow. I want to talk about one more topic, Sarge, and then we'll take Q&A. As we're talking about this, chat, if you have any questions and you would like to ask us, you can always hit the Q button. The thing is down below. As that's on, you can ask your question, and we'll mark it and put it in. Then we'll do Q&A. I thought this one was pretty interesting, Sarge. This is a survey that happened. We don't know the actual survey, how many people took the survey, but that's not the big thing about this, right?
It is a big thing. You need to have a good sample size.
Well, sure, but it's about the percentage of people and then the age bracket of what they are. This is what I'm interested in, right? So 62% of hardcore players, okay, no longer buy full price games, surveys suggest. Okay,
they have to define hardcore for me. But anyway, I'm going to nitpick this article into oblivion. But go ahead.
According to the Generation in Play report developed by IGN Entertainment, association with the Kantar and UC Berkeley. Okay, which also says that it's based polling thousands of highly committed consumers in the U.S., UK, and Australia. Okay, according to the report, 38% of millennials, people ages 30 to 44. I don't know why they start with millennials. They should start with the Gen Zers. Anyway, 38% of the people that are millennials between the ages of 30 and 44 will buy full price games. So that means 62% do not buy full price games for the millennials 30 to 44. 42% of Gen Zers from the ages of 14 to 29 say they would buy a full price game or buy full price games. So that means obviously
58%.
58% do not buy full price games. And then this is the big one. This is where we are. Okay. 20% of Gen Xers, okay, will buy full price games and 80% do not. Now, obviously,
because we see shit.
Right. The 14 to 29s, they're young. They don't know anything. They don't care. Yes. Right. Then you get the millennials that this is the age bracket. They're starting to get married. They got the full time job.
They understand money.
They're starting to respect their money that they have. And they're like, okay. Right. So you go from 58% of the people that don't buy full price games to 62%. Right. It goes up. But then it jumps up from 62% to 80%. 80% of Gen Xers are like, now, been there, done that.
Fuck yourself.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I thought this was a interesting poll because this is what our whole channel is based on, right? The 80% of Gen Xers is like, yeah, we've been here, seen this, done that. We've seen it all. We know what their game plan is, and we don't give a shit about it, right?
The third paragraph down. The market has shifted. He told VGC. Consumers are full in terms of things to play, watch, and read. Plus, games have a habit of launching unfinished or in need of a patch or two. So considering those two factors alone, the drive to rush out day one and purchase a game isn't there the way it used to be. The upside is that games are living for longer, and it's not unusual for big games to sell for years or decades.
Correct. And this is why we say, don't pre-order, no day one, no full price for a half-ass game, because the longer you wait, it's still going to
Where's it going? Where's it going?
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Right. It's not going anywhere. So I thought this was very interesting because we talk about this all the time, right? It says there also is a generational shift too. Although he says, I'm cautious of drawing too many conclusions here. A lot of buying and playing habits for older gamers might be due to the fact that they have less time, more money, and versus younger generations where the opposite is true. And we'll see how it plays out over time, right? But
yeah,
the thing is, the people that my son's going through this right now, right? He gets birthday money, he gets Christmas money, right? He's not allowed to just buy something. He has to say, Dad, I want to get this. He has to sell me on it, right? He's got to tell me what it is, right? If he wants to buy something off Fortnite or Minecraft, or whatever, he's like, I want to get this DLC. I want to get this mod. All right, what is it? And he tells me what it is, because I want him to say it out loud what it is, right? Because then he kind of comprehends what it is. Well, it's a mod that does this, and this is what it does. And I'm like, oh, how much is it? Oh, that's $5. All right. Well, do you want it or do you need it? Well, I want it. I said, okay. Well, then he buys it, right? And so then he starts to look at it. Then something else comes out. He's like, well, I want that too. Well, his account gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and then he doesn't have enough. And he's like, oh, well, now he has to know that there's a timetable before he gets his next thing, a couple months before he gets his next thing. It's like waiting for a paycheck. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm teaching him, right? You could buy what you want, just know what you're buying. Okay. Like, just don't willy-nilly buy something and then, just keep asking mom and dad for money. Like, this is your money. You could do what you want with your money, right? You could save it. You can do what you want, right? You want to take that baseball card, shove it in your spokes, and down the road it was $10,000, but used it because you wanted to make it, right? That's your deal. That's what you want to do. Cool. So that's how I'm trying to teach him, right? So he knows that he has the money, but once you're out of that money, you're like, well, this really cool thing just came out, and now I have no money to buy it. Well, now you have to wait. Now you have to wait to buy the thing, and then hopefully by the time he has money, it's on sale, right? And then he can look at it and go, oh, glad I waited, because now it's on sale, right? And this is what is not taught to a lot of these younger generations, because it's about the now. I need it now, right? If I don't get it now, it's over. Like, my life is over. Everything's over. It's very dramatic. Everything is if I don't get it now, I'm never going to get it, right? If I don't do it now, I'm never going to see it. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Like, they made it, they put it out there, and you could watch it today. You could watch it tomorrow. Like, I could still go watch The Wizard of Oz. They didn't take it away from us.
Yeah, but once again, they created their own issue. Beforehand, they made 6 million copies of a game. It goes out.
That's it.
The games are bought. They're moved around. They get thrown into a landfill. There's only 6 million copies. Now it's digital.
Right.
Now it's digital.
Yeah.
It never goes away. It's there forever. So what's your rush? If I don't buy it on day one, it only comes down in price later.
Right. There should be no FOMO, right? Because if it's a thing that you get a skin or something that's in the game, you're never going to wear that. You're going to wear it for the first 2 hours and never see it again. You're going to use that skin for the first day,
They don't care.
and then you're going to buy a different skin to cover it up. Right?
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Is chat broke? Because I haven't seen anything update in 5 minutes, and I think my chat might be broke.
No, it could just be no questions.
All right. It just seems a little strange for a conversation about Gen Xers and Zs and millennials, and nothing's happening for 5
Someone
minutes.
should at least scream to Travis by now.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Altern says, we won't have to put that yet. Yeah, so I just thought it was an interesting, the different gap of millennials, Gen Zers, and whatnot. It'll be very interesting to see what happens now with Nintendo raising their price in September, right? Sony raised their price of the consoles already. Xbox raised the console prices already. And now these people with games starting to maybe come out, Grand Theft Auto coming out, are these people going to move over and buy the brand new PlayStation? Are the people going to buy the Xbox? Are they going to buy the Steam machine? Like, or are we going to be looking at this next quarter or 3 quarters from now where sales just drop off because no one's buying a $900 system?
If you don't have the money, you don't have the money. If you really want it, you're going to get it. Like Randy said, if I really want it, I'm going to get it.
I work at an ice cream parlor.
But the question is, if you're happy with the system you have now, you're playing games enough to be entertained, you have a backlog that's going to take you months to finish. Do you really need a $900 system with a $70 game right now because you think you're going to miss something?
No. Right.
Well,
I won't.
Listen, let's put it this way. Let's just go along with common sense. They told you ahead of time that they were going to raise the price of PlayStations. They told you ahead of time. They said that in the next 20 days, PlayStation is going to go up $100.
It was in 3 days it went up. Yeah.
Right. So if you really needed it and you really wanted it, and you wanted to pay $100 less than what you were going to pay for it now, you would have gotten it. You would have gotten it right then.
which some people did. As soon as they said they were gonna, they weren't in the market, but as soon as they said they're gonna raise the price, they went out and bought it. Yeah,
but that's a certain percentage.
Yeah,
you still have a bunch of people still playing on an old system.
Stay and hold. They said hold.
They don't care.
Yeah,
so you weren't going to pay 900 before, but now because this game's coming out, now you'll pay 900. That's weird to me. If you knew the game was coming out anyway, you would have bought it when it's lower.
Well, right. They could have said, I'm buying a PlayStation or an Xbox now, waiting for Grand Theft Auto to come out.
Right.
Regardless, it doesn't come out for 2 years from now. I'm buying it now.
Right.
But they thought about it and said, I'm not going to buy it now because 2 years from now, the console will be cheaper, is what they thought in their head. Right.
Right.
But now they're like, oh, they'll come out with the Pro and then the other one will go down in price. But now the prices went up. And this is why I think not a lot of people are going to buy it.
Well, I don't think it's going to be for them not buying it. I think they're going to have to release it on PC to make up their money. That's what I think. I'm not sure Take-Two wants to wait another year to get their money.
I think the timetable's up. They're like, we need our $2 billion back, even though they just made it back in the stock market for just announcing
announcing. Yeah.
Just announcing. They didn't actually announce it. It's a leak. And it went up $2 billion.
The leak made the money for the game.
$2 billion for the game.
Right. The leak made the money back for the game. So everything now is gravy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The leak. We don't even know if it's official. I mean, they say it is because they verified it, but we don't truly know until next week when it comes out. All right. Let's go to Q&A. That's the way people set up, right? They have like their computer. They got like a notepad in front of them. They got their cup of coffee. They got their phone all spread out in front of them. And they're like, all right, let's ask some questions. That's what I feel. Real quick. John, thank you very much for the new membership earlier in the show. I popped it up on the screen, but I didn't say thank you. Thank you for the continued membership support. Appreciate you very much. First question is Altern says, why does Sarge hates the Blockbuster sim? Because he's got PTSD. That's why.
Yeah, it's facts. Absolute facts. I started twitching when he was talking about it.
There's another game out there where you have, I think it's TCG card, or it's another arcade, I think, or something, where you play, it's co-op. It's a game like that, but it's co-op. Okay. I think you have a cafe or something. I forget what it is, but we're in the same board. You can play up to 4 or 5 people. We each have a business, right? And I'm trying to start my business. You have your business, but you're trying to sabotage my business. I'm trying to sabotage your business while I'm trying to have business. And it's like a little co-op. It'd be a friend slop game type of thing, but it's like that game.
What kind of business?
You're right. I forget what it is. I forget if it's a cafe. I think it's a cafe. Like you're running a coffee shop or something like that. I thought it was pretty interesting because like you got to run specials and stuff like that because you compete with the guy across the street from you. But at the same time, he's coming over and like, throwing a rat on the floor. Yeah, trying to sabotage your business, and you're doing the same thing. I would assume, I don't know, like you have to like build up and then spend money to sabotage, and then build up again, and then so on. I don't know what it's called, but maybe it would be fun to play. Next question is Krebsy says, should we be worried that GTA 6 everything is going wrong for the game? Game gets leaked, trailers get leaked, employees strike, explosions at the headquarters, pre-ordered leaks, console prices increase. Seems like just a normal day, doesn't it? I mean, it's all part of the plan.
I'll be honest with you. I love the GTA series. I've played them all, including the ones that were released on the PSP that they adapted to bring back onto the PlayStation. Remember those? Mm-hmm. It was called Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories. That was like one of my favorite ones because you actually could build the crack houses and the drug labs and stuff inside that version of the game.
Yep.
Right. And it was nice to go back to Liberty City, and it was nice to go back to Vice City and continue on or get the prequel. I don't care. Like, I know now that there's so much turmoil, and I know what happened to GTA 5 when that released. So it's like, I'll just wait to see what happens first. It's not a big deal. We waited this long. It doesn't really matter. It could be the coolest game ever, or it could be a cyberpunk. We don't know.
That's right.
Right? We have to wait.
I mean, I don't think they need to be worried. I'll be honest. I think the plan's the plan. I think these leaks, honest to God, I don't believe in leaks. I think most of these leaks are
Planned.
are planned. I mean, come on. A leak about the pre-order and it goes up $2 billion.
Right, that's an accident, right?
I mean, it could be an accident, but
I mean, if you wanted to make your money back before you even sell a game to market because you know the game's in trouble, you know the game has internal problems, but you need to make sure you make your money back, and you leak the pre-order and you make $2 billion before the game's even released. So right now you've already made your money back for the game.
Right.
So in case the game is broken at launch, it doesn't matter to you.
right, but I don't think they knew that. Hey, if we leak this, we're gonna make $2 billion, right?
No, but you know the price is going up.
Yeah, you know the price is going up, right? And that's why I don't think now as far as stuff as like explosions at the headquarters and stuff like that. Obviously, that's not planned, but the leaks and stuff, anything that has to do with a leak is not a leak. It's some way, shape, or form look like it's a leak to do stuff, right? Employees striking, explosion headquarters, stuff like that. That's not planned. That's stuff.
I mean,
to deal with, but it still shows them in the light, and people still talk about the stuff, right? So, good or bad. I mean, hell, I'll just say this: the drama. If you guys are paying attention at all on the YouTube space about people being struck down and stuff like that, I said this on the podcast last night. Wizard asked me, "Do you know what the orange thing means?" And I said, "Yeah, I think it's what the Quarterling did. Whatever. With what are the oranges for? With the shorts that he had on this thing, and then started striking people down. Right? It makes that Streisand effect. It's in your head, and I didn't even know about the people." I never heard of the person's channel until they got struck down by this person. And now I know the channel, right? Talking about the explosion, talking about the strike, talking about the leaks. It's just keep it in the cycle, right? Got nothing to say, but we're talking about the game. What is GTA 6? What is the leak? So it's all relevant.
Keeps it fresh.
All keeps it fresh in your head. Yeah. Next thing, Altern says, do you think Rockstar may delay the pre-order due that it got leaked? Maybe, because there was a report when Jason Schreier ruined the fucking trailer for us, saying that the last trailer came out. They actually said in a statement they were going to delay to make him look like he was wrong, right? But they didn't. So potentially, yeah, they could, but they also made $2 billion in stock value. So maybe not. Maybe they just keep it on and it comes out 18th, and then
like you don't want the price to drop that quick.
Right. And it's not like somebody that was a main leaker reported this. It was like multiple people were getting emails of the pre-order. So
that's also true, Krebsy.
Right. It gives it validation.
Pre-orders are the 18th. The quarter financials are the 21st. Weird, right?
Right. Take-Two's earning calls on the 22nd. They want it to be strong. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, right? Nothing really shocks me. Next one, 30. Playing the Blockbuster game. Looking back, do you think Blockbuster and GameStop should have merged?
They would have. If Blockbuster hadn't made the smarter move, they would have.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. It really is hard to say because all Blockbuster had to do was do what Netflix was doing, right? And that's a completely different. That's a completely different what if timeline. Regardless if GameStop merged with them,
they didn't want to move though. They didn't want to move. The CEO of Blockbuster said that's not going to happen.
Right. What was his name? It was
I don't remember his name. It's gone.
Wayne Huizenga, right? Is that what the guy's name was?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was Huizenga. I think he had sold it. The next guy after him did it.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah. But Wayne Huizenga did own Blockbuster. Yeah. And then he owned the Marlins and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's hard to say. I mean, in what you're asking, it does make sense if GameStop did merge with Blockbuster, and what would GameStop be today if it did, right? Or they could have merged with Blockbuster and still went out of business because they didn't adapt, right? So who knows? I don't know. GameStop and eBay, we were going to have a story about it, but we didn't have time.
I think the deal fell through, right? Or they're still fighting it?
Yeah, he still wants it. He still wants it. Bellier did a video on it. I was going to watch it this week, but we're going to probably watch it on Monday. So he talks about it. Jesse Mack says, what if Rockstar made a mistake on Sony having marketing rights on GTA 6, but Steam way more marketing than the PlayStation/Sony, but Google owns Steam and put GTA 6 everywhere? Then what Sony did? What do you mean by that? Okay, so but if Steam way more marketing than the PlayStation / Sony, but Google owns Steam. Google owns Steam? No, Alphabet doesn't own Steam. Steam is a separate company. Google owns Steam and puts GTA 6 everywhere. Then what, Sony? Then what Sony did? Try to do a rebuttal here with this. Like, what are you trying to say? Rockstar made a mistake on Sony having the marketing rights of GTA 6. I don't think they have a market. I don't think they made a mistake. They're the market leaders right now. They have 93.45 million units out there. They're the leader of the console market. So they're going to take money from whoever. They happen to be the guys taking money from. You would say, but Steam, way more marketing than PlayStation / Sony. But Google owns Steam. They don't own Steam. Steam is a standalone company. Redo that, and then we'll get back to that. Chopper Eric says, do you think that we get a trailer 3 that shows off gameplay early Monday? At the end of it, the trailer is a pre-order now, starts with all marketing for it. Perhaps, yeah.
That would probably lock up the internet.
I mean, there's going to be a trailer. Does it happen Monday? That's the question, right?
That would lock up the internet.
I mean, they just show a trailer.
They show a trailer, and at the end, they go pre-order now.
November 19th, pre-order now.
Yeah, internet would lock up.
Yeah. I think that if it happens on Monday, that I believe is what's going to happen, Chopper. They're going to show the trailer November 19th, new trailer, November 19th, pre-order now. PlayStation. Bing, whatever.
Right.
Crafty says Doomsday releases in 7-ish months. That's 7 heroes for Marvel Rivals. We know Cyborg. You mean Cyclops? Cyborg is coming. The strongly implied Vision and Doom are. Who are the remaining 4 characters? Ghost Rider, Sentry. I haven't been following on the leaks that are coming out for that. Well, let's see. They got to introduce more X-Men because the X-Men are going to be a big part of Doomsday, right? So one is Doomsday, so we know that, right? Maybe Vision, but I think if they're going to put X-Men in, 4 characters, I think they put Jubilee in. Why? I don't know why, but they're going to put Jubilee in. Colossus, they can put in.
Colossus would make more sense.
Yeah, Colossus. Mystique. And Nightcrawler. Those are bad. I think they're all going to be X-Men. So out of the 7-ish, the 4 guys are going to come in. They're going to be more X-Men. That's my pick. I know nothing of the thing, but I think Nightcrawler. I'm just trying to think of people that are already in the game and things that they do, and each of these are already in the game. Mystique is like Loki because he can change into people, so she can shift change into that. Nightcrawler can teleport and move people, right? So that's a thing. Because of Doctor Strange, he can teleport and stuff. Who else did I say? I said, Colossus is a tank. Obviously, there's a bunch of mechanics that he can do. I'm sorry. Remove. Who did I say? There was one more person I said. Oh, Jubilee. Remove Jubilee. Professor X. Professor X. Xavier is coming in the game, right? He's definitely coming into the game. That'll be the 4th X-Men. That's my pick.
You know more about this than I do. I think I agree with you. I haven't been following Rivals in a while.
I think Jubilee's going to come in, but I don't think she's going to be that important. I think you definitely have to put You don't know about Mystique? She's a hot chick that they can give a lot of skins to. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. She doesn't need to have many things. She just needs to look good. They've been knocking out of the park with some of the cosmetics and the character models in that game. Altern says, why should I go out and buy a $700 console to play a $70 game? All this without taxes, just to play a game when I can just do the same with a $400 system, PS4, and pay less for games. Yeah, there is no reason that there's no argument here. I mean, you don't need to go buy a $700 console.
We're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, there's more games right now. I mean, you guys saw the Neo Geo, right? They're coming out with the Neo Geo pre-orders. Like, there's even older systems coming out that are newer systems that are $1,000. Okay, like, why do I need this? Like, why do I need that? I don't, but people that collect want it. Like, the average person doesn't need it.
How much is a Neo Geo?
It's like $300, but it goes all the way up to $1,100 or like $1,000.
1,000? No.
Remember the Neo Geo came out, it was like $700 originally.
Yeah.
It only had like 2 good games.
Well, Neo Geo had all the arcade games. That's what it was. Neo Geo had the arcade games in your house. That was the selling point.
Next one. Altern says, is Helldivers 2 will ever get their shit together?
Probably not. It's too late now.
They had the golden goose.
And they blew their gold. They blew their goodwill.
Yeah, they blew their goodwill, and they just turned that game into what all the other games are. Instead of, here's a good example. You know the movie Clerks?
Yeah.
Right, with Kevin Smith, right?
Yeah.
When that movie came out, it was beloved because it was different than what everything else was coming out in Hollywood. It was like gritty. They weren't following the rules of what Hollywood was, right? But then Clerks 2 came out, right? And then Jay and Silent Bob came out, and these movies were still good, but they were now following the rules of what Hollywood wanted them to follow, right? Helldivers is that. Helldivers 2 came out, and it was Clerks. It was like this.
It was his own renegade thing.
Yeah, it was like this. There was no road maps, and they were just like adding stuff, and the community was like hyped up for it, and it wasn't following the rules. Now it's a monetization. Here's a war bond. Here's a nerf. Here's a buff. This is the thing we're listening. We're following. It's like just all you had to do was just make it organic, make it fun. And instead they just fell into the trap of what every other
because they smell blood in the water. They smelled there was money to be made, and they can't leave it well enough alone. So they had to pet it until it was dead, George. Pet the rabbits until it died. That's exactly what happened.
Next question. Did Sarge see the new Hell Let Loose Vietnam trailer today?
I don't think it was new, though. I think it was just the same footage, just redone into a different way, right?
Didn't it? Wasn't just the same footage, and then it was just the date afterwards?
Yeah, I thought it was the same footage, just run in a different pattern.
I'm gonna say no. I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Send me the link in Discord. I'll look at it again. I don't think it was new.
I think it's in Discord. It's already in Discord. Eric Jones says, did Sarge stop Dr. Disrespect 3-peat of Blockbuster Gaming Champion? We actually did go to the championship of Nintendo back in the day. Remember that?
What's the question about?
I don't think well, first of all, I don't think Sarge watches or knows who Dr. Disrespect is.
I know who he is.
Okay, well, he's a 2-time champion, right? He's a
two-time champion to what?
Blockbuster Gaming Champion.
Oh, is that his claim to fame?
Yeah, that he had 2 back-to-back championships. That's actually true.
Wow.
So he's saying, did you stop the 3-peat? Were you because you worked for Blockbuster? Stick with the joke. Right?
I get the joke now. No, because I didn't go to the championships when he went to the championships. I did go to a championship though. I didn't qualify.
We went to the Nintendo one back in the.
You made it further than I did.
I did. I got on the main stage. Yeah, I got on the main stage.
Yeah.
And then Dad had to go. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go." I was like, "But I gotta come back tonight." He's like, "You're not coming back tonight." I was like, "Okay." And we didn't get to go. I qualified to come back to the main stage, and my dad was like, "Sorry, gotta work." I was like, "All right, Dad, thanks." It was cool. We got to play the Burnout, the Mario.
It was Rad
Tetris.
Racer. It was Rad Racer.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Rad Racer, the Mario board, and something else.
It was Tetris. Tetris was part of
Tetris.
it. Yeah. I made it to the main stage. I want to say I was like 11 or 12 when I did it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. I could have been the Wiz.
Was that down in Miami? Was it the War Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, it was Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, it was Fort Lauderdale.
It was War Memorial Stadium, right?
Yep. Let's see. I could have been the one-time champion. If my dad didn't have to work. Son of a bitch.
At least we got to go.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's cool. Because they called my name and I was like, I made it. He's like, yeah, I gotta go. I was like, all right, there goes that. Jesse Mack says, what if wait, that's the one that you asked before. This is your rebuttal. Okay. What I'm saying was if Rockstar kind of sees Sony will mess up on the marketing rights of GTA 6, you will will Steam would have over the entire GTA 6 marketing rights when Sony what would does. I don't think Steam would want the marketing rights. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they would want the marketing rights because they don't have as many consoles to make, right? They have the 20,000. Let's just say they have 1 million consoles, right? Let's just say they have 1 million consoles made.
Way less, but okay.
That's it. That's all I have. So why pay for marketing rights?
Right.
If only a certain percentage is going to get it because of Grand Theft Auto.
Right. The person with the most, the person with most to gain from the marketing rights is Sony.
Is Sony, yeah, because they have 93 million. They want to make sure that if you want this game, come to the most popular platform there is, which is Sony, and that's facts, right? 93.5 million. No other console this generation is close to that, except Nintendo, Switch, right? The Switch One, which you don't have to worry about. Wait, right? You don't have to worry about. All right. Let's see. Anything else to wrap this up? Yeah, Rad Racer. Let's see. We also got a way different 30. If you had stayed and won that champion, yeah, maybe I would have been like a crazed. Maybe I would have been an alcoholic guy. I was like, this is my fame. I was the champion, man. Maybe I would have been Jason Momoa in the Minecraft thing. I could have that could have been my storyline, right? Yeah, you could have had that power glove. That power glove was the shittiest piece of fucking technology ever.
We thought Robbie the Robot was bad, but that power glove made Robbie the Robot look like Johnny Five.
That power glove was a piece of shit. You had to put the plastic thing around your television set, and you're like, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. The power glove was cool looking, but that's about where it ended. It's about where it ended. It was like it was basically doing this with your hand, and it never responded. It was a piece of shit. And now
Captain Power worked better.
Very true.
What, the spaceship you shot at the screen with? Remember that?
Yep.
What was that called? Was it Captain Power?
No, it wasn't.
I think it was Captain Power.
Was it Captain Power? My brain's not.
Yeah, Captain Power was the spaceships you shot the screen with, and they would shoot back at you, and your ship would blow up.
Yes. Yeah.
That was Captain Power.
Yeah. Let's see here. Ultimate says Steam has enough money. They don't care about GTA and their own PC market. They also don't do shit. They have billions of earnings. Yeah.
Right. Right. This would just be more whipped cream on top of the sundae, right? They have the sundae. They don't care. Like, yeah, this is gonna be great. GTA is coming out. It's gonna be fantastic. That's it. It's not a big deal. They're making billions already.
Okay, real quick, just to put it on record. It gets announced Monday. Grand Theft Auto
pre-order.
Yeah, pre-order on Monday. How many pre-orders?
If it's real
on Monday. How many pre-orders?
The internet locks up. They get 8 million the first day.
That would tie Cyberpunk
on the first day. Between 6 and 8.
You're right. The pre-orders up until the game comes out, they have 5 months. Just day one of pre-orders, you say 8 million. Just on Monday.
I mean,
8 million. I'm agreeing with you.
The internet's going to lock up.
Yeah, I'm going to say. I'm going to say 12 million. 12
first day.
First day, 12 million.
No, it's on a Monday, bro. People work. People
work.
Kidding
me? They're like, they know it's happening. $1 billion, $2 billion in revenue. Monday morning comes up, they go to work, and they're like this, like they're watching the stock market. They're like,
yeah,
it's live. Everything locks up. In other news, the whole industry will be like, in today's news, nothing got done today because Grand Theft Auto 6 was announced. Pre-ordered. Yeah. So you say 8. I'm going to say 12. Right? Waterbear says 15.
Bro. That's crazy.
I mean, think about this for a second. I don't know how. Okay, chat real quick. Let's do this before we leave. When Cyberpunk was announced, when did Cyberpunk go on? Cyberpunk pre-order date start date. Do we know when it sold? I know it sold 8 million units. Okay, pre-orders for Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition began in late November 2023, ahead of December 5th, 2023's launch. That was only a month launch, a month before. Okay, it doesn't say how many. We do know 8 million got pre-ordered, but we don't know if that was one day or not. We just know in a month it had 8 million pre-orders
in a month.
This is day one. I think it's between me and you.
If the internet doesn't break, if it doesn't break, I'll say first week 8 million. The internet's gonna break.
Oh, for sure, the first week it'll be 12 million. But I'm saying just day one. I think it'll be. I'll say 12.
Day one, 12
million. That's when they're like, light them up, boys. Right? When they get 12 million pre-orders day one, and you still have 5 months, 4 more months, 4.5 more months. But we'll see what happens. All right, Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast, episode 489. We are 11 episodes away. Well, actually 10 now, because next week we're at 490. We're 10 episodes away from episode 500. If you guys like our podcast, come on by Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this after the fact, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do this every Thursday from 8 o'clock at night to about 10:30 in the evening. We also do a morning show, or I do a morning show Monday through Thursday called The Daily Grind right here on 30 NSG. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, goes to about 12:30 in the afternoon. We just cover news stories, have conversations. Chat is 100% included in our streams. We appreciate you very much. Like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Game on, guys.
Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X Gaming Show.